welcome, guys. Welcome,
Hey.
viewers.
Hey.
Welcome, chat. Happy May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. Also, happy National GM Day. Apparently.
Really?
Well,
General
you
Motors?
GMs out
Good for
there,
them.
Happy GM Day. General Motors. Which we'll also put to DMs as well. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but I mean, well, not really the same thing, but anyways, let's just step aside this issue. Yeah, happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of Happy TPK Day, Varel says. Absolutely. All right, so I actually wrote down something to give a recap this week. So
Nice.
I did something with my day.
Yay!
Welcome to episode 15. A little recap from last week is, while Gimbal and Rin adjusted to their new companions, our adventurers head back to the Bornheim Castle to start their teleportation to the flying portion of Bern. Lady Anselm, after greeting them in a peculiar state, answers a few of their questions before taking them to the circle and granting them access. Once they've arrived in Bern, they're taken directly to the Bern Council, where they present their paperwork to fetch supplies for Bornheim. They ask for a city exploration day, that's what we'll call it, and are given until nightfall. Alec had kind of tipped them off to someone who lived or who was probably still in the floating city of Bern, Pauletta Kalasher, whom they sought out, who was kind of a secretary of sorts for the Council of Bern. And she provided them with a little bit of prodding and persuasion, a little bit of secret information, and tipped them off that she thinks that there are some mages in the basement of the council building that may be in trouble of sorts. She didn't really lay it out plain for you guys, but she gave you a few very extremely heavily vague hints. While the group is biding their time, they relax outside Cakes and Pastries, the place for a treat in the floating city of Bern, and discuss their plans for nightfall. Will they find Regina or just go back with the supplies they were sent for? Or will the mysterious stranger in the crowd derail the party altogether? Night on the Forsaken. All right.
We're gonna die.
So we're going back to the bakery.
So, well, we're starting the session with Teagan.
Ooh,
So Teagan, at the end of the last episode, while the rest of the group were discussing their plans and what they wanted to do and if they wanted to grab the supplies or not, you were looking around as you always do and noticed a very familiar face kind of in the shadows between two buildings. You have a couple people that kind of pass in front of you, but as they pass, you kind of narrow your focus in on. And it looks kind of like your old mentor, Eldrin. Or not the mentor, he was the head of he's from your past.
Yes.
We'll keep it there.
Yes. Soon to be exposed.
I don't want to reveal too much until you are ready.
That's all right.
So
check in with me. Let's see.
You see this figure. You see this figure. He looks very in the shadows, but the outline of the face and just the way that the body is proportioned. He's kind of in a long cloak, of course. But it just kind of flips that switch in your head where you're like, Eldrin? And just as you see him, he kind of sees you. You lock eyes for an instant, and then he steps back into the shadows.
Like the shark going back underwater.
You can see his figure, and because it is daylight outside, you can see his figure kind of retreat back to the back of the alleyway in between these two buildings.
I guess I'll murmur. Probably enough for whoever's like sitting to my left and my right. It's like, shit, not here, not now. And I'll sort of like ask everybody to kind of lean in Okay, at the table.
Ooh, secrets.
I just saw someone from my past. Not a good person. In fact, the last time I saw him, he tried to kill me.
Oh.
So this is not your problem. And I'll briefly
Right, but what can we do to help?
Well, here are my thoughts. I don't want to in any way jeopardize what's going on here. I think he got a glimpse. If he approaches by himself, we'll take it for what it is. But remember, I guess, no magic. We don't want to spoil our visit. But if he approaches with friends, I'll take off. I'll head in one direction. Everyone else, please go in the other direction.
So, it's cool if I follow you?
If you want, this man was the master of a rogue guild, so thieves guild. So be forewarned.
Fair enough.
He spotted me. I was going to go and get a disguise on, but he spotted me. And I'll briefly describe what he looks like, because I'm not sure. I was afraid it was going to be those classic, don't look over there, and everybody turn and look.
Sure.
But
Humble turns and looks.
yeah. So
They're slowly
You-
like creepy dolls.
yeah, you think I'm stealthy. So just wanted to give you a heads up. If it goes down, just I don't want you to bear the burden of this.
I'm sorry. Are we all sitting around? Are you
I'm
talking?
imagining,
The
yeah.
last
Okay.
time that we left you at the end of last episode, you guys were still sitting in front of the bakery outside.
Okay, neat. Thanks.
Could this guy be a problem for our mission here, so to speak?
Well, that's what I'm worried about. He's going to want to confront me at some point.
Do you think his alliances lie with Baron, or is he out for himself?
I'm not sure. It could be either, because I find it odd that a person of his repute. Well, I'm on this island, on this floating city now, but how he got on the floating city. So I don't know. Maybe he was looking to wield power and influence. Mainly one of the reasons we got into a disagreement on the direction of the guild. He was wanting to basically set up his own crime syndicate indiscriminately, doing anything for money, basically, including assassinations. So that's what caused our one of the reasons for our downfall.
You didn't agree with that then?
No, when I was in prison, I had a mentor, and he got me through my experience in prison.
Cool.
And it was an Eldrin, and he taught me the more nobler aspects of our profession, my profession, I should say.
I see.
And when I got out of prison, we were confronted by the Thieves Guild for, we were sort of operating without their permission. And my mentor had previously had bad experiences with this, I'll give his name, Eldrin, person. And in order to spare my mentor's life, I agreed to join the guild. And my mentor was banished from Baron. Never, don't show your face here again, basically. So in order to secure his exit from the city, I joined the guild. So didn't go well. He just Go ahead.
Well, that's very noble. Did your mentor from prison manage to safely get out of the city? I
think so. And I'll relate to them. I don't know if anybody saw me take the wanted poster at the inn in. I recently saw a wanted poster for him in Bornheim.
Oh, in Bornheim.
Yeah, which is a little disheartening that there's a wanted poster for him, but that comes with the territory, I imagine. But
sure.
At least he's been seen outside of Bern. So,
What do you think the odds are of this Eldrin already having control of the High Council?
if not control, I'm sure, that's his scheme and his angle all along is power, and power at any cost. So
Do you think he'd make his move tonight? I mean, we're only here a day. Not even a day. We're only here for a few more hours.
well, I know, the only thing I can say for certain, he knows I'm here now, and he's probably wondering what I'm doing here.
Well,
Do you think he can help us? Or be willing to?
I don't know if I would want his help. His help usually involves people dying.
a steep
Now,
ice,
you
for sure.
said he wants to create a crime syndicate, not just in Baron, but everywhere. Right?
I don't know the scope. I mean, eventually his first goal was to get more power and influence in Baron.
I was just thinking, you don't think the Thieves Guild would be powerful enough to have their own way off this floating rock, do you? Not controlled by the council?
It's a thieves guild.
They may have, or they have made bribe certain members of the High Council
Right.
for access.
I like where Gerbil's going with this, though.
I have no idea what his intent is. I know what his previous intent was.
What's your standing with him currently?
Well, what happened was,
If you're
What
willing
really-
to share.
what really broke with the straw that broke the camel's back was he was committed to. He wanted me to go do an assassination, and it was something I hesitated to do, and he was frustrated with my hesitation. And then when he explained who it was and what it was about, I really flat refused. It was just, this is the scope of what this man's thirst for power is. It was just a normal shop owner, nothing extraordinary. It was just, he was in the way. Somebody else wanted the shop and went to Eldrin and paid him money to have this shop owner eliminated. And I flat out refused.
Well, good on you. Good for you.
And we had a meeting that night, and as I turned to leave, I can't really, he stabbed me in the back, literally.
Ooh.
And fortunately, that happened to be the night that Baron ascended into the sky.
Well,
Wow.
And
So not too long ago.
yeah, about 2 weeks ago,
So, okay.
I got away with a nasty scar.
Can we see it?
Sure. Out in the middle of take your cloak off
Teagan
and your
slowly
shirt off.
peels off his shirt.
Oh, right. I remember that when we were cleaning by the
Dude, play
the
some
river.
music.
when the place and opportunity is more convenient and appropriate. Oh,
Sure.
maybe not when we're on the floating rock trying to do all
avoid
these
this.
things
Yeah.
in a short amount of time.
I think that between you, Teagan, and Ren, I think the two of you are very perceptive. I think if the two of you kept an eye out, surely this Eldrin will look for the element of surprise. So,
Yeah,
probably
it's
won't
up to
believe
you. I am of the mind that not stupid if I'm in a group. And if he approaches us alone, he probably just wants to talk. But if he comes at us with force, then scatter. We don't. And hopefully they will just pursue me. And I'll see if I can dodge him.
I mean,
Is
I
it a
got
place
these
to meet up?
handy grease cans.
All right.
Well, you can certainly use it to help get your escape. Do everything you. I mean, within reason. Don't. These guys. I mean, not against the whole Thieves Guild.
Right.
Well,
Where would you like to meet up if we get split?
Back at the High Council, probably at dusk. That would be a good idea.
All right.
And if Caszeel, if you have a meeting, I just thought of something. If you have a meeting with Pauletta again, since she keeps track of the ins and outs, see if she has anything on her log for an Eldrin. Hold on, damn, I forgot it already. Eldrin Tendril is his last name.
Oh, all right. Well, I will then.
See if you see her with permission or without permission. If you see her without permission, we could use that to our advantage.
Indeed. Thank you for being so forthcoming. It clearly could help us be the difference between life and death.
Yeah, I apologize for adding a complication too.
I think we're used to this by now.
Right.
So I think that's a good plan. If any of us get separated, just try to
Meet
head
back.
back to the High Council chambers or where we're supposed to pick up the. Assuming, I don't know.
Right.
But so our plan is to try. I'm gonna. Dribble looks around before he says something. It's just because now he's paranoid.
True. Discussing this in the open air.
Do I need to make it? I'm not. I'm not gonna ask for it. I don't need to.
Wait, what are you doing?
I was just before I finished talking. I'm just gonna look around, see if anyone's like paying attention to us.
You can make a
listening to us.
perception check, absolutely. Caszeel, could you make an intelligence check for me?
Sure.
We're already surrounded.
Nice. Oh, that's not bad. 16 plus 1. Right?
Okay.
17.
I'm going to
got a
message you
12?
something on Zoom.
Ooh.
Not I messaged you about the intelligence check, just ignore that.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
going to
sorry.
message you something. It's okay. It's
I'm,
all right.
I'm so used to not having that.
I
up when
figured. I understand. Okay, what did you roll, Gerbil?
12.
12. Gerbil, you take a look around. I mean, it still looks. I mean, there are people. You can kind of tell that there aren't a lot of people in the floating part of Bairn. I mean, it's not like there are people kind of walking back and forth. You don't see anyone paying attention to your conversation.
Okay.
So I had a thought. Do you remember when we met Z?
Is that the crazy dude in the
Crazy
woods?
guy in the woods.
Right.
He gave us
Yeah.
candy.
He gave us candy, yes, and that was awful.
He was also
And
surrounded by
he-
bear traps.
Well, he
Which I
gave me-
disarmed.
He gave me a scroll of invisibility. Maybe we can use that to our advantage.
Ooh.
I just sent you the message in Zoom, Dan.
I think invisible bugbears is a great idea.
I
I'm
think
going to
that's
send you another one here in a second. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Especially because they're sneaky.
What? Because I'm. Did you say because I'm stinky?
Sneaky.
I was about to say, visibility doesn't help with smell.
You're not stinky
If
that
it
often.
did, you could use it.
I mean,
my only concern, I think, is will they pick that up as being magic if we go to scroll?
that's true. If they could just detect magic, that could be it.
Do you think everyone is detecting magic at all times?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they said
I just know we are guests here, and they've seemed to selectively handpicked everyone here, assuming the Thieves Guild didn't stick their way here. But they said to everyone here is because they chose them to be here. So I don't know.
I just can't see all of us strolling downstairs and then trying to find prisoners.
I don't think all of us should. I think this, in Gimble's terms, the stealthiest of us. Just go down there and look. They might not even be down there.
Wait. Gerbil, are you suggesting that we split the party?
Ooh.
No.
Quick,
No,
everyone,
not
get out your
again.
lists of side quests.
Look at Silvra.
No,
No.
I just.
No.
It's just we're trying to sneak into a small, trying to go unnoticed. A group of how many of us are there? 7?
Yeah.
We're gonna get noticed.
We've already been noticed, so it's not going to matter.
Right.
I mean, we have permission to be here, though. If we break, I don't know.
I think with this new threat, this Eldrin, if he's looking to get back at Teagan, then he's seen us now all together, and if he sees a few of us apart, almost if he's got a whole slew of people at his beck and call, probably go after any of us that slip away, split up.
Or we split up into at least 3 groups.
Wow, y'all are dumber than me.
I will agree with Silver and turn to Gimbal and look at his
No offense,
Mastiff.
Gimbal, because that was a lot of fun. But, Teagan,
Yes.
if Mr. Shadowy Figure Man decides to come and by himself, I'll deal with him for you.
Well, it'll be interesting. But everyone, if he shows his face, be on high alert. Anything could happen. If he just wants to talk and we can get out of the situation with just talking, I'll deal with him later.
He doesn't seem like the type of man that just want to talk. He's come all this way to find you, and he's got a lot of hate in his heart.
Let us get your back, Teagan. We've known each other how long? 4 days?
I make a deal. Let me just say, if he comes by himself and wants to talk, let me talk to him. You guys turn around and walk away, and you promise me that you don't look back.
Oh, believe me, I want him as much as you do.
No, it's not about me wanting him. Turn around and don't look back.
I can look back.
Gimbal, I swear to God, I love you.
Well, hopefully
Oh,
that's...
is this a different thing? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Andrew. Just let me handle it.
So are we all going to find Regina then?
I want to go to that motherfucking basement and
Yeah, I think it's the wisest thing.
Yeah, let's burn the place down.
You've waited long enough.
Wait. That's
lad.
That wasn't on the list.
let's
let's
put-
on.
Oh, we were
let's
just...
save that
great.
for
It's-
as worst case scenario. Like, I'm not saying get rid of it. Let's just put a pin in it for now.
Fine, okay. So how do we
Bears use pins
propose that we
a lot,
go
that's
down
why.
into this basement without too much trouble? But we're gonna cause trouble anyway, so it ain't gonna matter.
Well, what if
later
we
at
get in
night-
the basement and well, we can't wait till night because that's when they kick us out.
No. Midnight is when we have to be gone. I
That's 'cause
believe,
when they
right.
Change the guards.
The last was saying at night is when they change the guards and we can go in. We'll have a few hours of
What time at night do they change the guards? I
think it was
totally.
Dusk.
9 or dusk, right?
Oh yeah.
Dusk until midnight.
Okay.
I had and looking at the Mastiff, do you have any means of communicating with the Mastiff other than just looking at him and talking with him? Muted.
You're muted.
You're muted. Still muted. Still muted. Mike.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No, we're good. He can understand any language that I can speak,
Okay.
or that when native.
But you have to speak.
But can you talk to him from afar or anything?
No,
Okay.
Ryan, can you talk
It's
to
a-
your puppy?
I mean, do
mean,
you have a
I could
psychic
say,
link to your
hello?
doggo?
Well, mine's not a robot.
He,
Even less of a reason why I would have a psychic connection with it.
There might be some sort of
wow, that's
wave
mean.
that maybe you could pick up on. I don't know.
Wait. What if we sent Renarius? You could see through your bird, right?
All the animals.
I can. Yeah, but
What if we just sent the bird flying
like that idea.
down the hall
into the
to the
building?
basement?
Ooh, right.
Yeah, because I think if I remember what Pauletta said was at dusk she would be able to distract the lone guard on duty. And if I think that's a good idea, maybe to maybe send the owl in to at least find out if she's there or
But
who's there.
What happens when the owl runs into a door?
Oh,
Well, then we can
One of
Where's
us.
the owl?
and take a
problem.
peek. Oh, listen. I
I
can
mean, if the
probably
owl
look
runs
underneath
into the
it.
door, it's a really
Well, not-
sucky owl.
Not literally runs into a door. Figuratively, owls can't open doors.
it count as a door. Yeah, that's true. I did not think of that.
I mean,
So-
the good
so-
news is that if the familiar dies, we just have to spot Renarius some money for some supplies to do a ritual.
I just don't know how is the owl going into the building by himself? I'm very
Well, I
confused.
mean, that's why we're discussing
Yeah,
this.
the owl goes
Just-
into the building and you do your
Is
little
he- is
eye
he-
thing or
is he going to
whatever, and you know.
Again?
Perhaps just a little bit ahead of us.
We
Or-
made it this far, so
Someone-
why are you hesitating now?
And
Huh?
maybe have the owl like
Or we could send one
it.
ahead with the owl to open doors
I know,
with the
I
scroll
think
of
that-
invisibility.
No,
You're-
don't
you're
waste
right,
no
I
scroll of
guess.
invisibility on some
Okay.
on it. No, hell
Listen,
no.
I've done some in my what do you call it? Archaeological work. Sometimes there's plenty of booby traps, or it's guarded, or others have gotten there before you. And I've worked with people with familiars that just send them 30, 60 feet ahead of us to take a gander, take in what they can, and then we follow up. It's a bit of a creep and crawl. Would be
That's
my
fine.
suggestion.
I don't want to set off any alarms or that sort of thing. But let's do it.
Right. You've waited long enough, lad. Let's get some answers for you.
What?
What time is it?
What time is it? Yeah, is it still like 3 in the afternoon?
It's probably like around 5:36 by the time that you're done talking. So the sun is starting to set, but you guys are pretty high up in the sky, so it's kind of at this interesting kind of like right, almost like falling behind the buildings in the city already.
Nice.
You see, you guys do notice that it is getting a little bit chillier, as Pauletta warned you about.
That's right.
You had that kind of chilly breeze before. You still have that kind of like night, that chill in the breeze, the consistent breeze, but it's starting to get a little, shivery.
I need just a 20 minutes or so, if you'll excuse me. I have some business with the person I was working with before the whole city went up into the sky. They live around here, and I just want to check in.
Do you need anyone to come with you?
Let's just go in pairs, okay? Because we're kind of.
Sure.
Rule of 2. Buddy system.
Right, oh, Silvra, all right. Let's make it happen.
I don't know what you're gonna do, but okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Thank you.
Dribble pulls out the rest of his banana bread. Who wants some banana bread?
That bread was so good.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll get up and wait for Silvra and head over to what I best recall. Well, I'll tell Silvra.
Yeah, I'll get up and like put some of my like leftover rolls or whatever and stuff in my bag carefully, and then get up and.
Well, it should be around here. It was a townhouse-like building, and it had a red thatched roof. And I'll look around for that and mention the small plants that she had. Oh, right. There were 3 small plants in the stoop. They're dead.
As you approach the door, there's about 4 steps kind of leading up to the stoop in front of the door. There were 3 small pots sitting there with 3 dead plants. They obviously haven't seen water for quite some time.
The plants knew that you were coming.
But just to give you guys a visual, it's kind of a townhouse-like building with a red thatched roof, sitting amongst other kind of townhouse like houses of its kind. So they're all kind of like in a long line row there. It reminds you of Rhaenyra's family's house.
Oh, okay.
Although not quite as, I mean, it is still clean up here in the flying part of Baron, but it's not quite as kept, and not quite like Rhaenyra's place had like blue shutters. This has just the regular shutters, but it is nicely swept out front. And there are 2 lit kind of gas lights on either side of the door.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
Well, this was the person I was working for, and since we're here, I wanted to follow up. Since she just up and disappeared with the city, but can I say the dead plants are a good sign? And I'll walk up the stoop and give the door a knock.
Okay.
I'll just
Okay.
stand back and.
It's
watch.
about 2 minutes before you hear a very familiar voice on the other side of the door, Caszeel. Yes, may I help you?
Oh, hello. It's Caszeel. Found my way to the city. I wanted to check in. May I've got a friend with me. May we come in?
You don't hear anything for a moment, and there is like a little peephole, and so you can probably assume that she's probably looking through. Oh, and the door flies open. Caszeel, you're back.
Hello. Is that a?
Please come in. Come in.
Thank you.
And Silvra and Caszeel and the rest, Silvra and Caszeel, you see this dwarven woman with salt and pepper hair kind of standing before you. She's dressed nicely, but not over elaborate. But she's definitely well kept, well clean, with some very lively colored clothes. As she kind of welcomes you both in, as you either step in or look in, you see a nice cozy atmosphere with a fire burning in a cobblestone fireplace. There are several like nice paintings on the wall. It is quite clear that she has some money. Very nice, well-made furniture with gold inlaid and embroidered cushion.
Nice.
Please come in.
Thank you.
Oh, is this a friend, Caszeel?
This is Silvra. Good friend.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Silver.
Pleasure to meet you. She puts her hand in yours, Silver, but it is very limp. And she gives you a very light little kind of shake before
Yes, you
retrieving your
don't
hand.
much like touching people. I totally get it. Do you have a window by chance that looks out onto the street?
Oh, sure. And she'll kind of, point you into what you would probably assume would be a kitchen area, kind of off, on the other side of the sitting area you're in. If you go in there, there's a window that points out to the street. It's not a too elaborate view. They have a wall there, and I've tried to get them to make a little, window for me to see out of. But the High Council, they won't hear my complaints. Oh, Caszeel. Oh,
I'll go to the
speaking
window.
of which, have you been up here this entire time and I've missed you?
No, we're just visiting today. Silvra and I and a couple of other friends working in the area. Is everything all right? I saw the dead plants outside and I missed the fragrance.
Oh, I understand. Well, the help that I had, of course, were down there, and they didn't live within the city here, and
Sure.
I didn't quite catch what time that they were. I didn't know if there was a time or if I had missed some kind of announcement that they were taking off, but here we are. So my help has unfortunately not been around, and I go outside and there's that, and you guys, and you remember, Caszeel, that I mentioned a slight odor to the air. There's this stench, and I don't know why. I don't know where it's coming from, but I don't remember it being this way before.
No, neither do I.
Maybe it's the thin air up here. Oh, and so it's quite chilly outside now that we're up in the air, and so I just stay in.
I see. Well, you at least enjoying the living up here?
Oh, it's quite the view.
Aye.
There are a few holes here and there in the wall that allow us to look down, but there's always the smoke rising from the city below, and I just don't understand it. I think it's them either burning trash or maybe, I don't know, sending up smoke signals to let us know that they're okay. Oh, I like imagining things.
Well, a fantastic imagination you have.
So, not to, and she'll kind of guide you kind of to the side, kind of away from the kitchen area where she knows Silvra is.
Okay.
Have you had any luck with the task I sent you on?
A little bit, but haven't been able to find the actual site yet. Some of the work got a bit sidetracked with. Well, I didn't even know the city was going to go up in the air, and didn't have any means to contact you, so I wasn't sure if we were still on or if you were still alive. I was worried that something might happen to you.
Oh, you're a dear to be worried about me. Make a perception check, Silvra. You're a dear to be worried, and I appreciate it. I am still interested. I'm hoping that we can work things out. I know transportation between the cities are it's a little tricky, so I've heard, but hopefully we can work something out as we continue on in this way of living, and whether we'll be up in the air for the rest of our lives, I don't know, but I am interested as always, and
I'll keep looking.
I still have my money, so I do have a way to pay you.
I have to ask. I'm so sorry, Rosetta, to interrupt. We don't have much time here today, and that's good to know. I'll keep working on that task. I have to ask while I'm here. Clearly, there's quite a bit of magic involved in the city. Going up in the sky, a number of cities have done so. Have you noticed anything strange or out of the ordinary here, aside from the stench, since you've been up here?
I don't go outside, as I said, that much, but I haven't, been aware. As I said, I've scurried out to talk to the High Council every once and again, but they seem to be busy with other things, guards and supplies, and I just can't get a word in edgewise, and they always seem to have other things more important than me. When I remember when we were down, below amongst the others, that I could get a word in almost any time I needed, but
Right.
there seems to be so much going on that I wonder where their heads are at.
I see.
So no, I'm sorry, I don't have any information for you.
No problem. Can I do an insight check just to see if she's...
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right. I don't think it's really good on this character. That's not terrible. But that's a 6 plus 4, 10.
You were getting that she's being pretty truthful.
Okay.
You don't really sense that much dishonesty in what she's saying, if maybe just a bit of naivety.
Nice. All right, Rosetta. Well, we won't keep you any longer. I'm glad to see you're okay, and I'll keep on that task. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll see how the world turns out, but and she'll go looking, Caszeel, just kind of rifling through a few drawers, and you hear like a few of her like lamps with little crystals hanging out and clink as she rustles
fancy.
through things. She'll pull out a stone, like she'll pull out a stone out of a velvet bag and hand it over to you. I don't know why I didn't give you this before, but here you go. That way you can let me know how it's working out for you.
Thank
And
you.
also, that way I will know when to try to speak to one of the guards to let you up here and
Lovely.
to be able to deliver what you're looking out for.
I appreciate that greatly, Rosetta. Thank
Anything
you.
I can do. I appreciate your help. And here, and she'll kind of go rustling around again and pull out this fabric bag of sorts that has like a clutch on it that's
Ooh, fancy.
with a metal clasp, and she unclasps it and pulls out another velvet bag and rustles through it and gets out and puts hands over to you 10 gold.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully this will help you with anything. If you need anything else, I'll try to get something to you, but
It will. This will help. Thank you.
absolutely.
Silvra,
Yeah.
we're ready to head out if you're also ready.
Did you find
this-
the window, my dear?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Thank you.
You're a lovely lady.
She's wonderful.
Okay. I wouldn't dig too deep on that, but thank you.
You're so
Caszeel, it's all about if you're ready, because this isn't my. But I just wanted to make sure that we were safe while you were
Thank you.
coming here. So
Appreciate it.
very
very
kind.
nice to meet you.
What a good friend. You've made some good friends, Caszeel.
Oh, somehow.
Well, until we meet again,
Take care.
have a wonderful time. She'll walk the two of you to the door and open it for you. And you'll see her kind of grimace at the plants on her porch and give a little, chill as she pulls her cloak, her shawl a little bit tighter. Bye-bye. Be careful. And she'll
Sure.
quickly kind of shut the door as you leave.
Nice. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitate on the flowers. I don't the various effects. I don't know if any of them will keep them looking good, but I can at least make them look good for an hour until it fades
Okay, all right.
as an illusion.
I'm gonna knock on her door and leave a sweet roll on the porch,
Oh,
and then leave, so that she'll see, like when she walks out, she can see the flowers, and then she can see the roll.
Aw, are either of you looking back as you're walking away?
I'm not.
I will.
Okay. As the two of you are walking away, and Silver, you glance over your shoulder, you see her kind of open the door tentatively, and then, she'll look at the flowers, and then like look at the sweet roll. And she'll turn around and kind of scurry back in the house and shut the door.
See, wonderful. I'll say, just looking ahead.
Wait, did she pick them up?
She picked up the sweet roll.
Oh,
Oh,
Just to reinforce Silvra's, that I feel Silvra is indeed a wonderful person. See?
Like I said, just don't dig too deep on that.
No.
By the way, I know it's
All right.
when Teagan was talking and you were saying that what he did and stuff was honorable. What makes you think that any of that was honorable? I may ask.
Crap. What part was it that I said was
Not assassinating.
Oh, hey. Well, he didn't assassinate someone just for another business's sake. Standing up against this Eldrin and saying no.
But then he was able to join the guild and the other person was basically banished. So that almost is kind of more like a... Never mind.
I hear you. I understand. That part maybe.
I'm not sure that you knew. Maybe one day we'll talk more. And
Okay. Well, I'd like that.
but seriously,
live.
yeah. I mean, if he shows up, I'll take him out for everybody.
Mhm.
But y'all have to promise me not to look back.
I can't make that promise, Silvra. I'll do my best. But I can't promise that.
Fair enough. Can't expect that much of you guys.
And I'll walk back and see if everyone's still at the table.
Are y'all here still eating your faces? Oh my God, words. Stuffing your faces.
Everyone's making out to one another. Oh
Was
my
anyone
gosh.
doing anything specifically while the two of them were gone?
I just want to. I know Gerbil told Renarius about a spell component shop.
Oh yes, I told him about Vela. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to go get spell components.
Okay, sure. As you so Gerbil, are you going with him, or are you just kind
I
of
will
pointing
go with
in
him
the
since
direction?
it's rule of two.
Okay, all right.
I go with him.
That's fine. So Joe, Renarius, as you approach this little, you're kind of walking through this kind of big open square area with this little cemented in pond in the middle. There are all kinds of different kind of open vendors, some serving like snacks, one serving like carpets rolled up. And then you kind of come across this, at the very end of the line, a vendor stall that has sage hanging up and baskets of feathers and crystals. There's a couple of shelves of bottles of what look like health potions or maybe like perfumes. There are some carpets rolled up and some feathers and crystals hanging from this little awning that's jutting out. And there is a dark blue skinned tiefling woman in colorful clothing with a long cape on with these little very with the horns kind of ornately decorated, these little golden chains that go from like her earrings up to her horns and into her hair, which is kind of pulled back in two buns. Oh, hello.
Hello again. I am. You were
Brought
so kind
some
before.
friends.
I brought a friend who I figured could probably use some of your wares.
Oh, wonderful. Are you a spellcaster?
I am. I know I'm not supposed to be right now here in Baron, but yes.
Sure. Well, we all do things that we're not supposed to, right? That's the excitement of living.
Well, I'm looking for specifically a gum Arabic, a lot of it.
Gum Arabic. Let me look around and see if I have that somewhere in this shop.
Gerbil is wandering around just sniffing all the weird incense, just like a like a weird dog.
Let's see here. Well, you see her kind of rifling through the crystals and the potions. Come Arabic. Yes. How much did you say that you needed?
I needed to write something into my spell book, and it takes practice, and it burns up resources when you don't do it right, and everything else. So I just need about 100 gold worth.
Okay, fine. She kind of rifles through, and you see her getting out this this tin of sorts, and she kind of opens it and shows you the gum inside, and puts it into a bag for you. That would be 100 gold.
Okay, and I hand it over.
Okay, thank you. Anything else I can get you? I have crystals or some herbs.
Nope, I'm broke, but thank you. Have a nice day.
You know, for being his friend here who stopped by earlier, let me here. I gave him something earlier, and I'll give you one as well. And she gives you this little velvet bag, Rhaenyra, that she kind of dumps out in her hand, and there's a small, like, quartz crystal with a black piece inside of it. Very small. Looks almost like a flawed crystal, but you've never seen a flawed quartz with this big of an imperfection. Here you go. This will protect you. These quartz crystals protect and guide.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Anything else I can get either of you?
I'm good for now, but you were saying how you were not permanently here in Bairn. You travel around. Do you have a permanent shop? Like, where could we find you outside of Bairn?
Oh, I
wanted to.
I go to different places. That's kind of my shtick. I just kind of travel around, meet new people. I do visit Rolesk quite a few. Few places I'm sure you haven't heard of. But as far as Osbergen, Rolesk would probably be the second best place to find me. Well, probably the only place, but I don't think that my business up here will be too much longer.
Understandable. So, thank you for your service.
Thank you for the
crystal.
Your kindness.
Thank you for the sage. I'll hold up the pouch of smelly stuff I bought earlier.
You're welcome. May it bring you many wonderful smells. And she looks at you, Rhaenyra, and good luck.
I think I need it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I leave.
And she's still staring at you as you turn away. Ta-ta!
I just have woohoo, big summer blowout in my head.
Anyone else have anything they would have wanted to have done while Caszeel and Silvra and Rhaenyra and Durable were off doing things?
I think that whole idea of being able to communicate with the Steel Defender from a distance. Sorry, the metal dog. From a distance is stuck in Gimble's head, and he's trying to think out how he can make that work.
Sure. Something to think about for sure.
When me and Caszeel get back, I'm gonna plop down next to Gimble if he's still sitting down.
While Gimble's working, I can tell he's distracted and thinking or whatever. If I'm I envision myself kind of not separated, but not in the midst of the conversation. And I'm kind of just looking at my wolf and thinking, and you came all the way here with me. You must be sticking around. Probably. I can't just call you wolf. That doesn't seem very appropriate or fun. What were the names Gimbal said? Not that I trust his opinion.
Cheese and sausage biscuit.
Cocks its head at you as you're talking to it, right?
Well, I'm not going to call you Pip Jr. That's just ridiculous. As Pip kind of like responds to the Pip part of that. Chicken dumpling? No. Patches?
Just looks at you.
That's the same. Who's a good girl? Classic Gimbal. Scratch that one off. Dog? You're a wolf. You're not even a dog. None of these are good. What would be a good name for you? And then as I look at the wolf and kind of scratch her head, like a tiny tear comes to my eye. Mags? Would you like Mags?
It perks up, Ren, and tail wags a bit.
Okay. I can go with that. Mags it is then. And I kind of ruffle her head a bit more and kind of wipe my eye, kind of trying to hide it. So
the wolf kind of, I mean, it's sitting pretty close to you, but it edges a little bit closer so that its paw is touching your, like, the bottom of your foot. And it lays its head on its paws.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Teagan, what are you doing during all of this?
Teagan right now, to best describe Teagan right now, is a cat on a hot tin roof.
Are you sitting there just looking around?
I am nervous as all hell, and I am checking every corner of every building.
Oh, okay, so you're walking around.
Well, no, not walking. No. I'm staying with the group.
Okay, so you're standing up, though?
If they're standing, I'm standing.
Well, I mean, you have like half of them off and like
Yeah,
walking around, and you have half of them at the table. You know, you only have like 3 people at the table right now. 2 people
Oh, that's right. Okay.
with you.
I guess. All right. Well, I am standing and turning and looking around, just keeping my eyes out for.
Make a perception check.
Certainly.
And let me know what it is, since I have a million
Okay.
windows up.
It's gonna be one of those. Okay. Perception. In the tower.
Oh, God. I told you to let me know what it is. Okay.
Letting you know it's in the tower.
All right. As you are standing there, Teagan, just eyes darting, you think kind of not in a completely different direction than where you saw the figure before, but it's a few kind of building rows over. You see a figure kind of dash, and it's moving in a weird, like people that you see moving around the square and moving into their house, and walking in and out of buildings, seem normal. Like they seem like they're just going about their day-to-day lives. This seems like just a quick, sudden movement.
Like somebody going from cover to cover.
Right. You you would recognize this.
I will. Whoever's left, I guess Gimbal and Ren. That's who's left. Did Caszeel and Silvra come back
Gimbal
yet?
and Ren. Nope, they're all gone at this point.
I will turn to Gimbal and Ren and tell them, get moving. I'll see you at dusk. And I'll go.
What?
Something's going down. People
Like,
are moving.
Leave
Yeah.
here?
Go find someplace. Just get away from me, and I'll see you at dusk, hopefully in front of the High Council.
But we waited for this table.
You guys really didn't, but okay.
It's up to you. I'm telling you, I've just saw somebody dart from cover to cover. So people are looking to get position on us.
But I've been aware
there's
that
5 of us.
Well, right now there's 3 of us.
right now. I guess
There's
plus a
5.
mechanical thing.
What was your question, Ren?
Am I aware of where Gimbal and Renarius went to?
Yeah, I mean, there you could see them across the courtyard. They're just a ways away from you, like maybe within like shouting distance if you shout really loud, but definitely not in like they couldn't hear what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Teagan, what are you doing?
I'll say that it's up to you, but let's get out of plain sight, and we'll go find an alleyway to duck down. That's where I'm going to be heading, to get out of plain sight.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What did you roll a 16 before? I'll say that, and being that you're still on high alert, you do see a couple of areas in between buildings that aren't exactly not really sketchy alleyways, that they seem to be well kept, but it will be big enough for the group that you could duck into, or you could go into one of the more kind of closed-in alleyways. You can also go around the buildings to where the wall is built. There might be some room behind some of the buildings to go behind.
Okay, just before I make my decision, real quick question. How far are we from the High Council building?
You are across the courtyard. Like where Renarius and Gerbil went is about halfway there. So it's the distance across the courtyard, but it's a very expansive courtyard.
You know what? I think we got, dusk is approaching, right? Probably.
Yeah, it's about 6:30 by this time. The sun is behind the buildings. It's definitely like a little bit darker, but it's not quite like nightfall yet. But you start to see a few stars peeking through on the other side from where the sun set.
I'll turn to Gimbal and Ren and say, tell you what, let's head for the High Council. They probably won't try anything right in front of the guards at the High Council.
I mean, they wouldn't attack little people, would they?
They'd attack your grandmother.
Who's going to inform Gerbil and Renarius and Silvra and Caszeel that we're there?
Well, I think we pretty much agreed to meet at the High Council at dusk.
Oh, okay.
So if they don't see us where we're,
true.
they'll probably head right for the High Council.
Okay.
And that's what we'll do. We'll make
All
a dash.
No,
across.
I mean a leisurely dash.
As you guys go towards the High
Casual walk.
Council, you could pass by Gerbil and Renarius as they're like probably stepping away from the stall.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'll just let them know we're heading for the High Council. There are eyes on us.
Always watching my
We're dashing casually.
Fast walking. Fast and alertly walking to that doorway.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Mhm.
Nothing to see here. Just moving along.
Fly casual.
All
Roll a
right.
deception
So you guys get to the High Council building. There's not really any guards standing outside, but you do see guards kind of going patrolling the hall I mean, if you go through, are you going through the front doors? You're just kind of standing outside. Every once in a while, you'll see a guard pass by through, like, coming out of the council, and he'll kind of like make around the kind of like halfway through that courtyard area and then come back in and go back into the building. Are you standing outside the two double doors that kind of lead out to the courtyard? If you go inside, you're almost inside the council hall. So you would be right there in the same room with the council members.
That's a little too far.
Probably want to stay outside, yeah.
Is Pauletta in her office?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right. Never mind. There is a small hallway that goes from the two double doors. It's very small. I mean, you probably couldn't stand there and not be seen by someone. But yes, Pauletta's office is to the right, and the door is open.
Oh, I'll knock on the door before I enter.
Yes.
Pauletta, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were with the group earlier.
Yes. I just had a quick question.
Sure.
You basically, one of your duties is you keep track of everybody who comes in and out of Baron, the floating city.
I help with that, but the books are kept by the High Council.
Oh.
It's mostly the guards keep track of how many come in through the through the different portals, and then the circles, and then he takes that to the end of it's a process. I sometimes help if there's an influx, if there's a large influx, but doesn't usually happen. So,
Do you have any recollection of an Eldrin tendril passing through here?
I'm not really always connected with the names. You guys sought me out on your own. What is his profession? Why would he be here? Was he here when the city took off, or was he visiting?
So we're just going to have to sidestep for a second with the DM. I'm assuming that we had our little tiff at the Thieves Guild, which is probably outside the floating city.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the main areas that you would notice the Thieves Guild would be kind of on the outskirts of the town, of course, leading a little bit into the underground under the city. But you would have known Eldrin to come into this area of the city to do deals and, with the higher members of society who, he was trying to get a good position. So.
Okay, so the last I saw him, we were on the outskirts. So
yeah.
So I'll tell her that, he's not from the floating part of the city. He is. God, do I spill the beans? He's a member of the Thieves Guild.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I don't know that much about the Thieves Guild.
I wouldn't suspect you would. But...
Other than they obviously exist, as they do in most cities, but I haven't heard of an Eldrin. I can't say that I have, and I haven't caught wind of anyone being caught for thievery or I'm sorry, I'm not sure I can help you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Just
Sure.
thought I'd ask, and I'll just
Clarifying question.
Sure. Is this in character?
In character, yes.
Okay, so you step into the office, kind of like clarifying question, please.
Clarifying question.
Jeremy will try to stop him in the hallway and then miss.
Yes.
So you are not in fact aware of the presence of an organization that exists solely to steal things and kill people. on the
I
floating
mean-
city?
There were usually thieves' guilds. I mean, I'm not that high up in society that I'm not aware, but I haven't heard any hide nor hair of it up here since taking off.
Would it be alarming to know that there was?
Up here? Oh. Well,
I mean, hypothetically speaking.
I mean, sure. I mean, there aren't many people up here in this part of the city, so I guess it would be a little alarming that there were, some hidden part that I wasn't aware of.
And if hypothetically there was a hidden part of the city, where would that be?
Well, I mean,
It's
I gave
hidden.
you the information I knew earlier. That's all that I know.
Oh, I'm fair enough. Thanks.
So to
Oh, wait.
Oh. I was going to ask Pauletta. So as far as you know,
Yes.
after the city ascended, the only way in and out of the city is through the circle.
As you say that, Teagan, a guard kind of steps up beside of you and looks, because are you inside the room or are you kind of in the doorway?
I would have stepped into her office.
You're in this room. Gimbal, are you outside, like, in the doorway, or did you step into the room as well fully?
Probably more in the doorway.
Okay. Well, then, Gimbal, you kind of feel this kind of presence kind of sidestep beside of you. You look up, and it's one of the guards that you would notice kind of patrolling. He looks down at you, a human, male, looks down at you and looks at Pauletta. Everything okay here? Oh, yes, they were just asking for directions to the pastry shop. They seem to can't find it. The guard kind of looks at Pauletta and looks out the double doors. Like, you can see the pastry shop clear across the courtyard. It's like right center.
Gerbil's like leaning against the wall.
Sees
The
Gerbil.
common, not very good. So we go outdoors and go across, and across is
I can show them the way.
to the right.
Don't worry about it, Pauletta. I've got this, and please follow me. And he'll step aside off the doorway and wait for you to exit, Teagan.
Oh yeah, I'll follow Gimbal.
Okay.
Yeah, the jig
Great.
is up, so to speak.
He'll wait for
So-
the two of you to kind of start walking out, and he'll step up, step in stride behind you. He's not like pushing you out, but he's just showing you. It's right across the courtyard there. I'm surprised. Well, it's just right there. Wonderful pastries. Be sure to stop in. And he turns and starts leaving.
Okay.
Wait, but I don't see it.
So I will. Yeah, I think we'll sort of like at least lead everybody to like kind of step away from the immediate doorway, so we're not seen by the guards stand loitering in the doorway.
Sure.
But right in front of the High Council still. We'll stay there.
Sure. All right. Anyone else want to do something before we push time a couple of hours?
It's on.
Caszeel and Silvra caught back up with us, right? Before that or after that?
Yeah. I would say as you guys exit the front doors of the High Council, you would have seen Caszeel and Silvra kind of step up. You see them kind of across the courtyard, approach the table, and look around like, where is everyone?
Something bad happened.
We're over here.
Well, they're either dead
Oh.
or just.
I mean,
I'll look around and see if I spot him anywhere. Shaking my head. I mean, we know where to meet him, but
Make a perception
All
check,
of them?
Caszeel and Silvra.
We're over here.
that's not terrible. It's a 17 plus. Hey, perception's not bad on this character. 23.
11.
All right. What did you get, Silvra?
11.
Okay. Caszeel, you would see them. You're kind of both looking around. Silvra, you kind of just glance over them in the distance. Caszeel, you catch sight of them by the entrance to the council,
Oh,
and
right.
Gimbal waving.
You
Oh
say
no,
anything?
they're over there. They're right next to the administrative building, and they're waving. No, what? Let's just give it a minute until it gets a little darker, and then we can head over. Or... They're gonna know
Gimbal's
something's up.
jumping up and down. Guys!
Oh no, and Gimbal's jumping. Oh no. Oh.
I'll just walk to where they're at.
I'll resign myself to walking as well over with Silva.
Okay.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Maybe they got a special invite.
So, did y'all get lost?
No.
You can ask Teagan.
Teagan?
I saw a couple bodies darting in and out.
Like more than
One
one?
body darting.
I saw one body darting in and out. I
It
couldn't
was
make it
so
out.
fast, it looked like a lot.
Shadow clone jutsu.
He's a
Just mirror image.
anime.
Nice.
All of a sudden, we're surrounded by the same person.
That was my after image. Nice.
So I decided to move us here just to be in plain sight and be in sight of the guards in case Eldrin tries to do something.
Unless the guards are on his side.
That thought has crossed my mind.
Well, what's the plan now? I mean, we can't wait here, right next to the building, can we?
Let me know when you spot him coming up to us directly or coming up to you directly. Okay. That's all I need to know.
I think
Is it Paloma?
Pauletta.
Pauletta, thank you. Paloma. Paloma was just telling us that there's a hidden place in the city that the Thieves Guild might be operating out of. I mean, that was her pure conjecture. And I think we should follow up on that.
I'm sorry, what's a Paloma?
I'm sorry,
He's-
Pauletta. Anyway.
No.
What made you
no.
guys come
Another
back out?
time. We don't have time for it.
Next
Okay.
visit.
So, okay. Actually, no, we probably should
Oh,
talk
let-
about it right in front of the
Shall we
door.
go back to the courtyard and look like we're making busy in the city until dusk? It's
Girl,
almost
out
dusk
in the
now.
open,
but-
Caszeel. What's wrong with you? A little privacy?
For what it's worth, I think actually we're safer here.
Making busy in the city?
Nice, it's awesome. Yeah, get it.
Here's your sign.
Nice.
If we're gonna do anything, I need to pee before we get into this shenanigans. So, everybody know what the bathroom is?
And that's where we'll take our bio break. All right. So for those watching, we always take an 8 to 10 minute bio break to refill our water, go to the restroom, all sorts of things. So stay there, and we'll be back soon.
All right. Yay.
Oh boy. The calm before the storm.
I totally thought we'd already be getting things done by now, but okay.
You should know better. It's session 16. TBS, and they were playing Phantom Menace, and and it was the pod racing scene, and
That's where we just stopped.
and last year I read a George Lucas biography, and I found out like he's like his entire life he's been in love with like the streetcar racing scene, and so like that's the whole like he made the pod racing scene because he couldn't make a racing movie. So I was telling my parents that my parents just like watching the movie and like, I have no recollection. Like, when was the last time you saw some blood? And they just said, I don't remember any of this. I was like, well, if you don't remember the pod racing scene, you definitely didn't remember anything else. I made the joke. Yeah, like, you guys trying to watch that TV 6 hours.
Live. I just waited until it came to Hulu.
I mean, we mainly always watch on demand, and we always watch Masked Singer behind, and so like we're always afraid because they like every now and then they'll randomly like show who is masked in a commercial, and then my mom like, what? You get mad. Andrew, are you eating another one?
What?
Yeah, I was talking to Andrew.
My what?
I was asking if you were eating another bowl of ice cream, or is it the same bowl? Or is it something different?
So, Jonathan's calling you out, Andrew.
Well, I mean, I'm just like, that is like a never-ending bowl of ice cream.
Well, that's a good ice cream. What type of ice cream? Yeah, that's
It's like one of the most addictive kinds.
Right now I have to be right back.
This is just torture for the diabetic.
Alright, now let's just
Cookies and cream ice cream.
Get out of this.
Cookies and cream ice cream. It's like why I have that.
I was going to say, there is option C. Get the supplies and get the here.
Oh yeah, that's it. I think that's the given. That's why that's why Gerbil thinks we should just send in the owl, see if they're there, and if they're dead or if they're already if they're away. Well, wait.
On my
wait.
spare time, I've been making a bomb.
Whoa!
Nice. It's time.
Careful
to
what you say that on.
Steel offender. It's actually your mastiff.
Nice.
Well, wait. Gerbil doesn't know this, but Caszeel, didn't your person just give you a way back into the city?
Yeah, like she has influence, and so if I want to come back and be like, psst, what up? I need to go talk to the guards so I can get back in, or so we can get back in.
Oh man, I should have grabbed my sugar-free Klondike, because that's depressing with all your bowls of ice cream.
Wait, does that
I had to get a snack.
exist?
So,
Okay, it's not sugar-free; it's no sugar added. But I lie to
okay.
myself and tell it to say it's sugar-free.
Klondike bar?
A no sugar added Klondike
I
bar.
haven't had a Klondike bar in
That's,
so long.
Man, everyone's getting ice cream. Oh,
I don't have ice cream. I
He
just
does.
have like a
No ice cream
chocolate
here.
covered Ritz cracker with peanut butter in it.
I don't even
That's
have.
strawberries and whipped
And I'm
cream.
down to my last swallow of Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh,
Oh god.
tonight's the worst.
That was all spit. That was all spit.
Yeah, that was all
Ew.
There's
flow
no
back,
way
yeah.
that there was any cola in that.
All right, Dr.
That was
Gerbil.
all backwash.
See, now you
Ew, stop.
ruined what little thing I had.
Oh my god.
Anytime I drink
Wait,
like
no.
soda, I
There's
never
a-
drank the last little bit. I was always like, no, that's
I have
not worth it.
But it was already in your mouth already.
Russell Stover sugar-free
These are good. Russell still
Yeah,
makes
they are.
some
they're-
good sugar-free candies.
All right.
Because it's the only kind. And then
I
you
am
try
jealous of
if you-
you.
this, and you're like, oh, this works, and then you
Silver
accidentally
is the only
eat
one
a
that's
real
going to
thing.
live tonight.
I was gonna say that's a great choice, Melissa.
I just found sugar-free Reese's, like legit Reese's.
Ooh.
These are better.
What is
Try
what
them.
is Chad having for a snack since we're live already? Okay.
God, if
all
you
right.
haven't had simple Cheetos, go get them. They're delicious.
Those are good. Those are good. So, guys, in between your bites of ice cream and chips and
Mm.
Sugar-free peanut butter mush.
are we stress eating? Is this a thing?
Could be, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know what
Oh,
you're
no.
talking about.
Who's stressed
All
out?
eating, stress eating.
Need something to wash it down. Oh no!
Saturday stresses me out more than the first Teagan.
yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. All right, so you guys are outside, outside the council building, or as Caszeel likes to call it, the administrative building, which I love. So are you guys, so explain to me where you're standing. Are you standing, you're not standing like right outside the front doors, you guys moved. So where did you guys move off to?
I probably would have talked to Teagan about the furthest distance he felt comfortable that has like a place to sit or something that doesn't look conspicuous.
Yeah, like off to the side of the building, you know. I'm imagining, you know, the door being in the middle of the building and then the wings on either side is.
Yeah.
So we'll just scoot to one side.
Okay. All right. I'll say, yeah, you kind of go off to the right, into a little kind of open area that's kind of in between the building and like where the courtyard starts. So it's kind of like a little bit of grass there, also a mix of cobblestone. Yeah. So you guys are just going to just bide your time here until nightfall, until it starts getting dark.
Yeah. Wait for Pauletta to make a move. That's what I think. I mean, I'm just.
All right. All right. I would say by this time it's like, I think it's probably like 6:45, close to 7. You do around, you know, you guys are waiting there for about a half hour and you start to see the council people start to exit the building with a guard with them, kind of walking with them. There's no one like waiting outside or anything. It's a pretty like open walk for them to, and they come out one by one, but kind of in succession. And it looks like the guard is like taking them back to their homes, for the, you know, as they retire, or taking them somewhere else. You don't know, but they are leaving kind of in succession together, and you see 4 come out. As they leave, a guard lingers by the entrance by the 2 double doors, the entrance to the council building. And then after about 15 minutes, goes back inside. I would say it'd probably be another half hour before Pauletta exits. Is there anything you guys want to do during that time, or are you guys just waiting it out?
If we have some time to kill, I'd want to flip through that book I got from Bornheim, Escape from the Shadows, just to see what's in there.
Absolutely. Have you looked at this one yet, Ramirez, at all? Okay. As you
That's-
pull out the book, it's a pretty thick book. Looks like it will be a longer read. With how much you've eaten, watch it there, Zach. With with how much you've read, you could probably tell it'd be about an 8 to 10 hour read, probably, or around there, if you're studiously reading it. As you flip through, and you kind of look kind of inside the cover where there's a little summary, you kind of get that it's a dark tale and weaved with magic learning. So as you flip through the book, it looks like it's a story, but also there's a lesson behind the story in that it's teaching you a spell or certain spells as you're reading. the summary that you can tell from is that a man wakes up in a place that is unfamiliar to him. He explores, only finding more questions than answers. Along the way, and as the tale is weaved, the reader learns, well, as you flip through, you see the spell See Invisibility. And then, of course, it doesn't, in the summary, it doesn't give the end of, so you would have to read the story to know what happens to the man, and also to learn the spell. The cover of the book is black and tinged with silver and gold lettering. And as you kind of, God, and as you,
are you okay? That sound.
And as you turn the book in your hand,
You're strangling a gerbil.
and it kind of catches.
Not the bugbear gerbil. Like, anyway, sorry.
And it catches the crystal lights that are glowing on the side of the council building. It almost looks like that there are this weird illustration that doesn't show up when you're looking at it straight on, but only in like as a light catches it and you turn it like to an edge. So on the cover, and it looks like tentacles reaching out.
All right.
That's normal.
Is D20 still in the chat? I really yeah.
Every
All right,
time a bell
that's-
rings, a tentacle wraps around.
That is fine with me.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna read what I can in an hour or two or whatever.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything to do while you're waiting?
I'm just going around petting all the puppies and animals and stuff that we have, and then sitting next to Gimbal after that.
Yeah, same. Just shooting the shit, waiting till it's time to go.
Get in the shed.
How's your day going?
Oh, had better.
Not you, Silvra. She's sitting next to me.
All right.
Wow. Wow.
I'll just sigh to myself.
Kidding, Caszeel. God.
That's fantastic.
All right. Around 7:30, 7:45, you see Pauletta step out of the building, and she takes a couple of steps out and kind of stops there and looks and sees the group of you kind of standing off to the side, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible. She then just kind of like looks back ahead and walks kind of catty-cornered in the courtyard towards that store, that supply building that you went to earlier, Caszeel. You see her talking to the two guards there. Couple of minutes, and she's kind of gesturing towards the council building. Everyone make... Well, no, I'm not going to make you do that. After a couple of minutes of her chatting with them, she starts walking back to the council building, and the two guards are following her. As they kind of step up the few steps towards the entrance to the council building, one of the guards does kind of look your way at the group, but then looks back ahead and keeps walking. But you do kind of see this kind of look kind of pass over his face, but he continues on. The front doors are still open. It seems like this might be a typical practice, at least until, at least in the evening. But everyone make a perception check for me.
As the gerbil dies.
17.
Ooh, I have perception plus 6. Oh, 23 again. That's awesome. Roll a 17.
Nose deep in a
15.
14.
All right, anyone with a 15 or above.
What is that, a skill?
Will hear anyone with a 15 or above will hear
Nat 20.
the sound of a door close.
Gerbil is humming to himself and doesn't hear anything.
And it's after the door closes, it's fairly quiet. You hear some noises kind of in the town, people opening and closing a door, or Teagan, what did you roll?
15.
Okay. All right. Great.
Not great. Not great. Well, I know it's a
doesn't see it.
Okay.
Teagan
What?
slumps over dead.
arrow to the.
Do you feel, as you're looking around, you do feel a little uneasy? I mean, you've kind of been on edge this entire evening, so it's nothing new. You still kind of feel like that someone's watching you.
Did you hear that, Teagan? I'm
Sounded
going to
like
be
a
edgy
door.
already because, yeah, a door.
Did the guards go in the building, or did they follow
The two guards from the storehouse followed Pauletta back into the council building.
I
you
think she
heard
probably
that.
took him into her office, or
And
the
then
council room.
those that rolled a 15 or above heard a door close.
Okay.
Because sounding, especially Gimbal, you would have been able to tell with your natural 20 that it sounded like it was coming from inside and like kind of echoed through the hallway of the council building.
It's now or never.
Well,
Are we
let's
gonna do
Do
that?
that.
Go.
Ow,
Here
ow,
we go.
ow, 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 ow.
Brodarius, how long does it take to get your owl ready? Are we doing the owl thing?
Yeah. I can summon immediately. I'm
Okay.
just not sure I want to do it outside.
Okay,
Ooh,
yes,
great.
I
fine.
mean, where else
I
are we
don't
gonna
think-
summon the damn
yeah.
thing?
Inside.
All right, let's go.
So-
I mean, are we doing this?
Right,
Yeah, look
let's
around.
go.
I bet
Let's
let's
go.
Goodness.
go. We can't stop talking.
Hello.
You guys, as you guys walk up to the walk up the few steps, as I said, those front two large double doors are still open. You can see right through down the hallway into the main council hall. And across the council hall, you see a set of kind of large wooden double doors that kind of mimic the double doors that are leading into the actual building that are open. But these are closed and they're on the other side of the council hall.
In other words, there's no obvious doorways or steps right now. It's
Nope,
just
you're looking, if you walk up to the two doors that are open leading into the main building, you see that short hallway, Pauletta's office to the right. Anyone who's looking through the door will see that Pauletta's door is closed. There's no doorway to the left. Just after this short hallway is the main council room. I mean, you can't see like where the table is, but you see like the emptiness of that large room we were in earlier
me.
talking to the High
Gotcha.
Council. And
And she showed us a door earlier, right? When we asked, like,
yeah, she kind of motioned towards it,
Okay.
I believe,
I think
if
she
not,
said
we'll
it
say
was
that
over
she
there
did.
somewhere.
or at least told you about it.
I'm gonna summon the owl.
Okay. All right. So you guys are standing right inside the door of the hall, correct? You're standing outside,
Mm-hmm. I think
looking
so.
in. Okay. All right. Make a. Okay. So you're summoning your owl, Renarius. Okay. So your owl kind of appears from behind the building and kind of flies to you. Where do you want? How are you handling this? Are you just sending the owl in?
We're all inside the building, correct?
That's what I need to know. If you're
Yeah.
standing outside and looking inside the building, or if you're standing inside the building in that short hallway.
I'm gonna be outside,
Inside.
like in the entrance, but like looking outside instead of inside. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm looking behind everybody.
All right. Anyone? So Silver's watching the outside. Anyone watching the inside?
Inside.
Let people
Okay.
with perception look inside.
Make another round of perception checks for me. Those who are keeping an eye out.
23.
Well, I can't be keeping
Another
an eye
natural
out if I'm flying my owl.
Gerbil will kind of be Renarius' seeing eye bugbear.
Yeah.
16.
Ooh.
at 20.
All right. So is anyone watching the outside with Silvra?
Is Gimbal.
Okay. Gimbal, you rolled. Was that your
13.
23? 13?
23 was the last roll.
Okay,
Here's
13.
from
Oh, I
last
see
time.
it now. Thank you. So, Silver and Gimbal, as you are watching the outside and kind of glancing around that kind of square area and around the corners, you see a couple of figures kind of moving in the distance, but they don't seem suspicious. They just seem like just townspeople going about their business. They're not right there in front of the council building, but they're across that large courtyard. So just into the town. You don't see anyone close by, but the area is lit. I mean, you do have some crystals on the outside that are keeping the outside of the building lit, as well as the crystals on the inside that are leading down that hallway and into that main courtroom are also lit. Look a little bit dimmer than what they did earlier, though. But yeah, you guys see nothing. The people looking inside, that was Teagan, Ren, and Gimbal. Oh, no, Teagan, Ren, and who else? Gerbil.
I'm keeping Byron there. He is, making sure he doesn't wander around blindly.
Teagan and Ren, so you guys are standing like just inside, like in that short hallway looking?
Probably right,
I'd probably be looking there too, for what it's worth.
Okay. Caszeel, did you roll a perception check?
I did a 23.
Okay. Yeah, so the three of you would notice Gerbil, he's too distracted by something else that he sees outside. The three of you are looking down this hallway and out into the main court, and you don't hear anything right now. It seems to be clear as of this moment.
So it's
You
pretty
don't
much
hear anything?
right.
No, you don't
It's-
hear anything.
It's
Can I
like-
can I send the owl in?
Yes.
Yeah.
send it into the other
Send
set of
the owl
doors.
in.
Okay, where are you sending so you're sending the out those double doors?
The
They're
double
closed?
doors that were pointed out to us, yes.
Okay.
Or at least past them to see if there's any way, because the owl can't open the door. But
Right. Is anyone going with the owl to open the door?
I'll go.
Okay. Ren, make a stealth check. Make a stealth check for your owl, Renarius.
okie doke.
Owls are stealthy, right?
16.
We did play.
13.
I don't like that smirk.
Ren, as you run across or walk stealthily, as you stealthily walk across down through that small hallway out into that kind of open council room area, you approach the door and the owl kind of flutters beside of you. Do you try the door? There's two large wooden double doors that are closed.
I want to check. Well, I'm going to check for traps for sure before I try to open it.
Okay,
Or
make
check
an
for some
investigation
sort of
check.
thing that would not be investigation. Suck at investigation. Oh, but I'll take it. 15.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see any traps on this door.
Okay.
But you hear a small shuffling of feet and
Like where? Behind the door or behind me?
no, to your right,
Okay.
which is kind of down the hallways that lead towards the transportation circles that you guys came down earlier in that day. Hey, get away from there. You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh, sorry. I just came in here. I was in here earlier, and I had a little stone that my sister gave me, and I thought I couldn't find it, and I dropped it. I
The
thought I
guard
rolled a...
walks into the room and starts walking towards you. A stone.
Yeah, and as I stand up from checking, I want to try and slide the seeing stone, or the stone that I got from Rinka, out of my hand, as if I just found it on the ground.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
15.
Okay, you present the stone.
Oh, see, I found it. I'm very sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, off with you.
Thanks, and I'll walk back to the group.
And keep a watch on this thing. And he points up to the owl.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's-
perch it on his shoulder.
Okay.
It's just new friend of mine. I
Got it. You're
Still
not
training.
the ones allowed in here. I know the doors are open, but they close them in about an hour. So
Okay, thank you. And
Right.
I'll walk out, and as I go through the door, I'll kind of just say, "I'll like, ugh, it's guarded. There's people still here."
All right, so you're coming back to us.
Yeah, I'm coming back to you.
We need to do something quick.
Rin, you only, as you were looking at the guard, and so you would have like that eyesight that goes, like you would be able to look past him down those hallways. You only saw that one guard.
There's one guard at least.
Oh crap!
So much.
Do you have any?
So much for being unguarded.
Should we send in a animal to distract him to go somewhere else?
I think they're
We
waiting
have
for us.
4 animals.
Can any of
I
you?
can just go talk to him for a long time.
Can any of you? Well, put him to sleep. That might do it, Gimbal. But does anyone have any magic to put him to sleep?
Well, but if we do magic, then they hear it. They'll know we use magic.
Yeah,
No, they
They'll be
just.
honest.
I
they'll be
think-
on us like flies.
Well, Pauletta just said that if we're seen using magic, I don't even think they have any way to tell if we're actually.
We all
casting
discussing this right outside Pauletta's office.
In a whisper tone.
Everyone make stealth
Oh,
checks
no.
for me, please.
Oh, come on. It was
sorry.
a whisper tone. Way to go,
I'm
Gerbil.
sorry. I'm sorry.
God damn
Oh!
it. Hold on. Please be good.
Come on,
Please.
come on.
Oh no. Well, 12.
14.
21.
16.
Nice.
I actually made a
but it
good
was
roll.
a natural one.
Gosh.
Wow, y'all are loud.
At this time, the doors to Pauletta's office open, and you see the 2 guards exit. Pauletta is kind of right behind them. Oh, the 2 guards kind of look at each other and look at all of you. Is there something we can help you with? And one of them kind of looks to Pauletta because Caszeel, you would recognize one of these guards from earlier today.
No, I'm so sorry. We were a little worried about being separated, and I had a question for Pauletta. I hate to bother you. I know it's after closing time, but it was regarding the shipment.
Sure, I can definitely talk to you. Just find your way. Just come on to the office.
Right.
I'll be sure to show them to the building here in a bit. And the other 2 guards kind of nod and look to all of you, unsure, but step out and kind of go back to the building. Well, what you would assume. They walk out the 2 front doors, and you lose sight of them.
So it's all of us inside?
Or whoever
Pauletta's-
was. You guys said that you were all inside the hall talking.
Mm.
That's what you guys said earlier, like
Yeah.
a couple of minutes ago.
Well, we have less time now.
So come on in. Come on in.
Oh, thank you.
She'll kind of just stand by the door, looking at each of you like with these kind of widened eyes of like.
I'm so
I
sorry.
go in
I'll
the
follow
office.
him in then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk in and say, "There's 2 guards by the."
That it's nice to talk to you. And she'll
All
close the
right,
door
so-
behind.
Yeah.
What? You couldn't get to the door.
No.
There was
I
a
did.
guard.
Right.
Oh, well, I told you that they're still patrolling. You
Right.
have to wait until they're. Oh, okay.
Well, we need Renarius. You're a wizard. Can you put people to sleep? Didn't I see you do that before? You put
I can, yeah. I just have to be in the room with me.
right. Let's get in the hallway. Just you and maybe Ren or whoever ran into that guard in the hallway, and just put him to sleep. And we can tie him up and move him around where we need to.
Okay.
But wouldn't that be? But wouldn't that be magic?
I'm sorry, Pauletta. Can they just sense when we're using magic, or is it just
Oh
like
no, they
if
have to
see
catch
us?
you. They have to
Right,
catch you.
right. They have to see us. They can't.
Oh.
Can't you just tell?
There's just not that many people unregistered up here who are
That
using
changes
magic.
everything.
Wow.
Right, so,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Start shooting fireballs
All
around.
right, guys.
Listen, I think
You're
that
done.
Burn the place down.
I need.
I mean, but if they catch you using magic, they will call for reinforcements.
Of course.
There are more guards in the city than the
how
one
long does
walking
sleep
around the halls.
How long does sleep last?
It only lasts a minute.
Oh,
That's enough to tie him up.
No,
Though.
because he'll wake up, and even if he's tied up, we have to have somebody to make sure that he's.
We're not getting out of the city.
Well,
If
what
we
if
tie
there's
him
a way to look like
We
someone
can't
else?
just put him to sleep. We either I know y'all don't want to do this, but kill the motherfucker, or find some different way, like a way that he can't escape. Leave somebody there.
No.
I
Yes,
watched
I'm
Pauletta.
I was going to tell us about an alternate way out of the city other than the magic circles earlier.
Pauletta looks quite when Silvra said that looks quite startled.
No.
Oh,
No.
We won't be doing that.
I-
No. There's no need to kill an innocent guard over us wanting to get some answers.
I think that should be the last resort.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Really? Wow. None of y'all grow it. Never mind. Okay.
No, but really, Pauletta was going to tell us about an alternate way out of the city.
There's no alternate way. You have to use the circles.
Right. Oh, what about
Or a magic spell that'll take you down to somewhere else, like teleport. Or none of you folks know teleport.
No.
Okay.
Well, gee willikers.
But we need to have somebody with the guard for when he wakes up, so that he's not going everywhere and screaming and yelling about what we're here or whatever.
What if we just put him?
Well,
Just
gag him and bind him with some rope and
Really?
leave him with Gimble's friend.
Can we leave him in your office?
Pauletta goes over to the door and opens it, and
Get out.
and she'll kind of step out into the corridor. And if you guys are still inside the room, you lose sight of her.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Come on, follow her.
Veneris, I'm sorry. I know this is.
How close are you following her, Silvra?
I'm like a couple inches away. Like I'm not like in her face, but I don't know, okay, maybe like a foot. I don't know.
I'm not in her face. I'm just literally massaging
step
her
out
shoulder.
after her, Silvra. Teagan, did you have something that you were going over with Caszeel?
We're with Veneris. I'm just like, this is getting too hairy. I'm going to leave it to you, but I mean,
If we do this shipment, Bornheim might send us back for another shipment meeting. We could come back. I don't know.
I think that with the lad's nightmares and the messages he's gotten, it's now or never.
It is. I think we all need to go down there.
Guys, are you coming or what?
Did I see
I
a
say over my
hallway
shoulder.
where that guard came down when the owl?
You would remember that was the hallway you came down earlier today with everyone coming from the teleportation circle.
Okay. I'm going to send the owl out ahead of Pauletta and straight down that hallway at the guard.
Okay.
Okay.
And maybe even past the guard into the teleportation room if it's an open door.
Okay. I will
I'm
say
gonna have
that you do know that the teleportation circle, you have to have a crystal to operate.
Right, but I just want to get into the room
Okay.
where
all
it
right.
is to distract the
And
guard
I'm
while
gonna
we
follow
all.
out the
Are
door.
you wanting
kinda
it to
like
try
a-
to be
yeah.
stealthy?
No, I want it to make as much noise as possible.
Okay. Ren, are you following? What are you doing, Ren?
I'm following Silvra / as I see the owl come out. I'm following the owl.
You're following the owl down
Not
the hallway.
closely, but like I'm watching what the owl does, to see what happens.
We need to go downstairs. Let's go, all of us now.
Well, it's okay. Cut to Silvra as she's walking a couple of steps behind. Pauletta seems to know that you're there, Silvra, but doesn't say anything. She's just walking very slowly, keeping an eye, like looking around, and she's walking across that main council room towards the two closed double doors. She looks to her right. Make a perception check for me, Silvra.
You're
18.
muted.
15. Okay. She looks
18.
18. She looks to her right, and you kind of follow her gaze, Silvra, and see that the guard is walking back down the hallway away from the main room,
Mhm.
towards some other doorways that you remember leading to the transportation circle and other rooms. So he's walking away. God, I forgot her name for a second. I was going to call her Nana D.
Pauletta.
Pauletta kind of looks back to Trimley in front of her and steps up to the doors and opens them. At this time, okay, Rhaenyra, did you roll something for the owl stealth check? Was that the 18?
No, I didn't roll.
Okay. Are you, I mean, while this is happening, since you didn't check with Silvra, you would still be sending your owl.
Yeah.
So roll a stealth check. Well, no, you weren't wanting it to be stealthy.
Right.
So you send out your owl, Rhaenyra. So Silvra.
Well, I mean, I'd want it to be stealthy until it got to the guard.
Okay,
but
well then
to
make a
just-
stealth check for it.
Okay. Just so it can be a distraction away from.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. That's great. Great.
Ren, are you being stealthy when you're following him or following Silvra out?
Yeah, the
15 for the owl.
Yes, probably.
Okay, make a stealth check for me, please.
If I'm in theory, well, that was terrible. 10. In theory, if my wolf is following me in all this, does she also make a stealth check, or is it just mine accumulative?
Yeah, I mean technically yes. Your wolf should make a stealth check as well.
You tell me what to do.
Yeah, make a stealth check for your wolf, please. Thank you. I forget. Okay.
16.
All right, great. So you kind of step behind Silvra, Ren. And so you see Pauletta kind of stop, look to her right, and start walking towards the door and open the two double doors. The owl comes out behind the two of you and starts with, you almost don't even hear it coming, but you kind of catch out of the corner of your eye, kind of make that right down that hallway. As Pauletta is kind of stepping into this, like through the two open doors now, into this, there's this long cobblestone hallway lit dimly by the crystals on the wall. That is, the two of you would notice, and Pauletta would notice, that is eerily quiet. Pauletta says, all right, and anything anyone wants to do in this second.
Is that not what you were expecting when you opened the door?
I was don't know what I was expecting. We should and she takes a couple of steps forward. Silvra and Ren, are you staying right behind her? Or do you stay on the other side of the
stop at the doorway.
Okay.
Like I followed her to like the door and then she opens them up. But I'm gonna like when she has that weird moment, I'm gonna stop and like kind of be on guard a bit. And
Okay.
watch her keep going.
I'll be like
Okay.
5 feet behind Silvra in the hallway there, keeping an eye and see
Okay.
what's going on.
I'll be kind of just outside the office with Rodarius blind because he's controlling the owl. Right?
Well, I can control
Or-
the owl.
Okay, you're not looking through the owl.
But I have to, like, I can give it commands to go do
Okay.
Yeah.
things.
So is the owl, did we stop it or is it still flying by?
No, it's going. It's
It's
Oh,
going
I'll
straight towards the
lean back.
transportation
If
room.
I'm like just outside the door, if I'm 5 feet behind, I visually I'm picturing being outside the door of Paletta's office, which would put me like 5 feet behind Silver. But if that's wrong, I'd want to be outside of the
that's
office, keeping an eye. Oh, anyways, wait, hold. She's gonna help us, I think.
Do you want to
Where's-
stop the owl, Rhaenyra? Right now, it's probably like halfway through the hallway. No one has heard anything that the guard has seen.
The guard has seen the owl.
You haven't. I
No.
mean, no one hears anything. I mean,
I
it's
will-
kind of in the moment.
I will dismiss the owl.
Okay. Rin, what are you doing? Are you walking behind?
No, if Silver held,
stopping?
I probably held as well. And then
Okay.
if I noticed the owl, I would have like while waiting, look to see what was going on with the owl.
Okay.
I'll further update Renarius on what exactly I saw, so he knows the context.
Okay. Silver, what was your stealth check earlier? I mean, not your stealth, your perception. Did you make? Both of you make
18.
perception rolls for me, please.
New ones?
What was your old one?
Oh,
Silver?
it was 18.
18. Okay.
8 for me.
Okay. Silver, you notice as Pauletta is taking those couple of steps into this oddly empty hallway, a little longer than the shorter hallway that led to her office. She takes a few steps and looks to her left, and you notice she's looking at an open cobblestone frame. It's strange because it there's no frame on the door. It looks almost like it was just cut out from the wall. But yeah, so that's what you notice. Pauletta kind of, oh, this isn't usually open. And she looks around. This is it, I think. I mean, haven't went down there, but you guys are on your own.
I'll take a few steps up. I'm sorry, do I get the gist that she's
Set up.
covering her butt and saying, like, we're dismissed from the building? Or is she, like, so the guard thinks that we're leaving?
No, she starts walking back, like, just kind of back through the council. I mean, you can ask her.
Oh,
Or she's kind of
okay.
walking, I guess, towards you since you're standing
Okay.
behind them, and walks past you towards the doors leading out to the courtyard.
Okay, yeah, I'll lean in
gonna-
and whisper, I'm sorry that... So it's not the other door, it's this one? Is this
Oh, that's
safe?
it through the double doors. It's that. I mean, that's where I think that they take them into. I haven't been down there, so I don't know. That's all I.
Fine. It was quite alright, thank you, Pauletta.
Just don't go to the other end of the hallway. That leads to another area. So it should be that one. It's usually closed. I'm usually hidden. I'm not sure why it's open. Good luck.
Let's go to the
Fine.
other place.
Can I do an
And she
insight
starts,
check
like-
and see
Yeah, do
like,
an insight
if she's
check, that's
changed her
fine.
mind about us?
Sure, do an
Okay.
insight check.
That's sort of what I'm looking to. Oops.
Sure.
If the death threat changed her mind about us, basically. 9.
Okay. She seems to be telling the truth, Caszeel. She seems to be just ready to go, ready to be done with this
All
and
right.
with you guys, but still friendly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
I'll
gonna
relay that
start
to everyone.
moving slowly towards the
He
door
goes
that she
straight
was
to the
looking
door.
at that was open.
Okay.
As she moves, I'll
Yeah.
follow her.
Okay.
If everyone else is going, Gerbil's going.
Silver, with your high perception check earlier, and since you're still on guard, you would kind of hear a commotion coming down, and as you turn towards into that cobblestone frame, that it leads down to a spiraling what looks like a spiraling cobblestone staircase. There are some crystals on the wall that dimly light the way, but leading downstairs, and you kind of hear a little bit of a commotion, you think.
Well, this is it, lads. Oh, sorry. I forgot someone else had it.
I'm going to keep walking down the stairs, but turn around and tell Ren that I hear something and to keep quiet and to pass that along.
Okay. Is everyone following and
I was
going?
gonna say, how close are people
Go
behind us?
in.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
So just to be clear, the stairway is what Pauletta was pointing at. That's normally
Yes.
closed.
Yes,
Okay.
that it's normally closed. Yes.
Definitely following.
Yeah, it's a trap, but okay, we'll
Okay.
follow.
All right. Anyone that's looking like behind you, like where she's gone. She's like,
She answered.
she's walked out the two front doors to the council building are still open.
Mhm.
But yeah, so everyone starts going down the hallway. Everyone make stealth checks for me, please. Fresh set.
That's not terrible. What's better? 18 for Caszeel.
Okay.
15 for Ren and
Natural 1 for Gerbil.
12 for Max.
17.
11
awesome.
Renarius.
Okay, all right. You guys start down the hallway. Gerbil kind of stumbles a bit and
I'm proficient.
Leave the dog
You
outside.
you also hear this kind of like
Gerbil tripped over the mastiff.
Nice.
I got a 16.
okay, all right. The rest of you seem pretty okay, but definitely the mastiff is making a lot of noise as well as Gerbil.
Damn dog.
Swear to God, if y'all don't shoot
As you
the
guys
hell
get to the bottom here, let me share out this image for you.
Oh,
This is our
Last-
deathbed.
The last thing we see.
See? Yes.
Mm.
The Oregon Trail tombstone.
Oh God.
You
Okay.
dysentery.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
battle map if ever I saw one.
Mhm.
All right, remember which
We
way we
did
came
it.
in.
Oh, everyone sees their characters on the thing, correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
Image.
Yep.
So that's the stairs that you came down. As you enter into this, and it's not that long of a spiral staircase. You just kind of spiral around like maybe 2 times, maybe 1.5 almost. And you come out into this weird kind of hallway that seems to circle around. Of course, you can't see the other side. Your characters can't. But as you do you all step out into here together, or are you doing something in the staircase first?
I'll try and go single file and keep an ear out for things ahead of us.
And
But
someone-
I'll go in the middle.
Someone
somewhere.
stops in the front, and we all 3 stooges fall down.
Okay. All right. So everyone kind of.
I'll
Okay.
where's Ren?
I mean, you guys can be however
second in
wherever
the row,
you.
but-
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you
We'd
can
probably
place
hug
your
the walls,
characters, but
not
you're right
rush
there
out, but-
close to that staircase.
Okay, I'll
Ren.
motion.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to motion to Ren to go right, and I'm going to go left, and I'm going to hug the wall. So we come at it from both sides.
Okay.
So I'm going to
everyone-
go. I'm going to. Well, is that me? Sorry.
Screen right,
Right
character
there.
left. Yeah,
Everyone make
okay.
perception checks for me, please.
Okay.
Oh.
Who is behind me?
Who had
I
inspiration?
was behind you,
Just
but
throwing that out there.
Oh, I
You
don't
said
have your defender in here, Ren.
you
I'm sorry.
Dirty 20 for Caszeel.
You said perception, right?
Yes, perception.
Oh, natural
Hold
1.
on.
I
Okay.
rolled a 9.
You want Mags to make one too, or no?
5.
If you want the dog to,
If it makes anything.
it's sight.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and no, a little bit of smell too. So yeah, go ahead and make a perception
Oh,
check.
it doesn't
sure.
matter.
16.
Dumb too.
Did you make one for the still defender? Okay, all right. Of course,
Switch it to real
I'm not
dice.
sure that it matters since I don't think that the
Just
still
did-
defender can sniff or any of that.
Hmm.
But anyways, so those with a 15 or above would, as you're coming out from this staircase and stepping into this kind of like weird circular hallway, you notice to your right that there is a wooden chair. Not finely, nothing like fine. But it is, well built, but just very plain. And then beside that is a box full of glittery things and shiny things, and you see a staff sticking out of the box. You see kind of like let me just pull this up here. You see like a stone, kind of like what looks like maybe an amulet, like a holy symbol of sorts, some sage. And everyone who rolled we'll say a 12 or above, as you're walking in here, you get immediately, well, we'll go with 10 or above, immediately this strong burning smell hits your nostrils. It smells horrid. And you feel as you were descending the staircase, you felt that it was getting hotter. And as you stepped out into this like circular area, it's very hot. Heat coming from what seems like maybe the center of the room. And as you look towards the center of the room, there are, it's a cobblestone wall, but there are these black steel grates with what looks like a fire burning on the inside of it. And those, like, from where you're standing, you could probably see like maybe two, maybe a part of a third one kind of going around the corner. So it looks like they're in intervals going around this circle. And also on the outside wall, going around here, you see closed wooden doors with these silver locks on them.
Don't you touch the shinies. Ever.
But
Investigate
And also
first.
you hear a bit of distant kind of kerfuffle, like this, like some grunts, almost like a woman yelling, not yelling in pain, like just kind of like a few like womanly like grunts coming from in the distance. You can't tell exactly where.
Okay. I'll go investigate that bin of loot. Can someone try and pinpoint that sound where that person is coming from? And someone else, maybe a couple of you, look inside and see what that horrid smell is in the flames.
I wanna follow Caszeel.
I'm just gonna go around to see if I can figure out where the voice is coming from. Oh, there's the
Gerbil will do what Caszeel said and kind of like look inside the black grate.
Do the wooden doors have windows or anything?
Let's take care of everything one at a time. Everyone, okay, so everyone looking inside the grate, make another perception check for me. And that is what Gerbil and yeah, move your, which I think you guys did move your where they need to be. And we'll just assume, unless you tell me otherwise, Gimbal, that you're still defenders with you.
Oh.
While they're doing that stuff,
Yes.
quick question.
Sure.
The outside wall of that's solid. I'm looking at the graphic and I'm wondering if there's gaps and just wondering if it's solid or not.
That's where the doors are. That's going all the way
the wood's the
around.
doors.
Like that's the outside wall I was referring to, where there's the wooden doors with locks on them.
Okay. There's no windows on the doors, right? They're just solid.
Nope, just solid wooden doors. Rhaenyra, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Sweet.
So Gerbil and Gimbal,
Why
what
not?
did you roll?
I rolled an 11.
Okay, and 12 for Gimbal.
Yeah, not great.
As you guys, I mean, it's good enough. You guys are, I mean, it's pretty evident. You look through these grates and it's definitely fire. It's definitely a furnace of sorts, letting off a bunch, like you guys are just getting hot. Your leather armor is getting hot. Gerbil, you are literally sweating in your fur. But as you kind of lean your head to kind of look through the grates, which are, you notice that there are latches on the grate. So it does seem like that there are doors with hinges that can open. And then on the floor in front of you, you see like kind of right there against the wall where the grates are, you see ash and you know, kind of like almost like this like metal, like black metal shovel of sorts. As you're peering through the grates and looking inside, you see mounds of something burning, and the smell is just hitting your nose. And Gimbal, giving your background, I think you would. Gerbil, I would say that if you've ever smelled a burning body flesh, you would recognize the smell.
We should not stay here long at all.
Rhaenyra, what was your Constitution saving throw?
12.
12? You are feeling ill, Rhaenyra, and almost like a little bit of hotness where your crystals are. But you've never felt this way with them before. but you are feeling a little nauseous.
Okay.
And also, as you're feeling this and kind of standing there and kind of catching your bearings, it's not like you black out, but suddenly this kind of vision is just almost in front of you, and it's like Regina standing in front of you. Go. And you blink and she's gone. Caszeel, what were you doing?
I'm just burning a spell slot to cast Identify on this crate. Oh, goodies, to see if there's anything magic in here, whether trap or items.
Okay.
I'm thinking that, these were just taken off of people.
Yeah, as you're spending a little bit of time there in front of that crate, you do... what was your perception check before?
18, I think.
Okay. Yeah, these do look like, as I said, you see a staff kind of in there, along with other items. Stuff I was just pulling.
I also wanted to investigate to see if I might recognize anything that's Regina's.
Okay.
For what it's... Oh, sorry, Glenn.
No, go ahead, Caszeel.
Just for what it's worth, I'm going to use the actual Identify spell to find out, if there's anything in there.
Sure, sure. Rhaenyra, are you kind of searching through, or are you just looking at what's on the surface?
Just at a glance. I don't want to touch it.
It's a whole bin. I would say that you, Rhaenyra, you're looking through these things. Well, and Caszeel, we'll go ahead and hit them both. You see like a key. There's like a bronze cube. It looks like maybe a chess piece and a holy symbol, some sage. There's what looks like, especially you and Arias would notice, are what look like component pouches that you would buy or get at the college, or most mages have them in different little packets. There is, you do notice a ring, Caszeel. And so there's your Identify recognizes the ring that's in there to be a ring of 3 wishes. You also notice, and your Identify spell catches, a +1 wooden staff that has this really pretty lapis at the top of it.
Okay.
Rhaenyra says you're kind of glancing in. If you're not, you're just kind of glancing at the top. You see exactly what I described, kind of a necklace sticking out of some pieces, but nothing that immediately catches your attention.
Okay.
If there's nothing like cursey or magic explode my face recognized, then I'll pull out the ring. I'll pull out the staff, and I'll
okay.
And I'll say, I think it's safe, lad. If you wish to look through.
Sure.
Okay, Caszeel. So, are you taking those items, the staff, and okay?
Well,
so
I'll take that, the box, the ring, the box, the staff, just in case.
Okay, so you pick up the plus wooden staff and that has a lapis on top of it. You want to write that down or keep track of that?
Yeah.
You also pick up a ring of 3 wishes.
Okay.
Silver, what are you doing? Really quick. Were you standing with them, or were you somewhere else?
I was trying to see where the grunts were coming from. I kind of went on the other side, and yeah.
Make a, just for funsies, make a quick perception check for me.
And I want to relay to Caszeel what I just saw visualize.
Okay.
15.
As you're passing the box, Silver, you are, you're not pulling. Are you pulling the ring out stealthily and the other items stealthily, Caszeel?
Yeah. The staff.
Make a for the, if you're pulling out the ring, make a sleight of hand check for me, please.
Sleight of hand is +4, 17.
Okay. Okay, you see him kind of rifling through the box, Silvra, but no, don't really catch anything. And I'll get back to you what you see, what you're looking for here in a second. So you have the wooden staff, you have the ring of 3 wishes that you got the identify on, and you also wanted the small bronze cube.
Yeah, the small bronze cube and the key, since I'm looking for
It's a skeleton key.
okay.
I will say that as you're sifting through, you also see a piece of obsidian,
Snag. Yeah.
a piece of amber,
Grabbed.
a golden bracelet. With
This is my jam. This is my thing. Yeah, because I'm like, yep. Anything that I think has any potential value, even. I'm gonna, without overloading myself.
As you, Rhaenyra, as you see him sifting through these, you do catch sight of a white stone pendant that you would recognize as Regina's.
Shit.
That's Regina's. I'm sure of it.
Oh, God.
I was just going to say, as this was going on, I was going to make my way outside the circle and listen at each door for like 5 seconds each to see if I hear anything coming from behind the doors.
That's fine. So, Caszeel, do you give him the necklace?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Lad.
Yeah, it's just a simple stone pendant, a white stone pendant. Rhaenyra, sorry. I keep looking at the name tag and I'm like, it's just a simple white stone pendant on a gold chain.
Gerbil, have we heard anything from Gerbil? Did you share what it was in the furnace?
Did we? Yeah. Did I hear what they were talking about with what Rhaenyra saying that was Regina's?
You were you guys were. I mean, your tokens were on the other side of that circle.
Yeah.
So I mean, you might hear like an echo of voice, but you're not. Yeah, and I'm guessing that they're probably not like yelling out these things. I'm assuming.
No.
Okay. I'll after I looked inside, I'll kind of like go around to them and just kind of tell Caszeel and Rhaenyra like in a whisper, it's like, whatever they're burning those furnaces, they're burning people. They're burning bodies. We don't need to stay here very long.
No, lad. I think she might be gone.
As you grab the pendant, Rhaenyra, you do feel it's this weird kind of warm feeling of comfort and kindredship that you would feel with Regina. That's it. Teagan, so you were going around and listening to the doors. Did you roll a perception check already? Sorry, I forget.
I'll roll one for the doors if you want me to.
Okay, sure. Okay.
16.
As you're kind of stepping up to these doors, which are in like these intermittent, you walk up to one and you're listening for a few moments, and you don't hear anything. You walk up to another, and nothing. You walk up to a third, and it's almost like someone who is, and I would say, being who you are, you would recognize it as almost like that you could think of someone likened to someone being kind of in and out of pain, like in and out of consciousness and in pain. It's kind of moaning, but it's light and it's intermittent and it's not consistent, and it's just it's a weird feeling. Rhaenyra, around this time, you roll another Constitution saving throw for me. While Silvra, so are you listening down? Are you kind of like just kind of putting your head down? That's to kind of see if you hear anything coming from one down that stairwell.
Yeah, I'm not really paying attention to the doors.
Okay. It sounds almost like a sword fight. Metal and metal.
Okay. I will turn in the direction of, let's see, Gerbil, Caszeel, Rhaenyra's, and kind of. Well, I want to get close, but not that close. But maybe like right there.
Sure.
And let them know what I heard. Guys, I think there's people fighting downstairs. Did y'all find anything?
Nothing good. I think.
What?
I think
Wait, you were the one that told me not to touch all the shiny stuff.
until I checked it, but I did. I used my my spell to make sure there was no
Can I
dangerous
see
magic.
what you got? I mean, it's only fair.
Oh, right. Can you use the staff? I found a staff that has some
Can-
magic. I thought
Can we do this after we get us
Oh, no.
out of here?
Right. So I'm a little worried. They're burning bodies apparently in that large cylinder in the middle, and we found the necklace that the lad's teacher belonged to the lad's teacher
Wait, you found her necklace down here?
in the pile of things that
you
likely
find
taken
anything?
off the bodies they're burning.
Magic is illegal here. They're burning bodies. We found a bucket of people's belongings, magic belongings. It's not hard to imagine what's going on here. I think we need to get out of here.
I agree. I think we need to go.
Ren, what are you doing? I haven't checked with you
no,
yet.
you're fine. I think as all this is happening, I've slowly worked my way around, and I'm kind of near the group now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would say as you're passing through those stores, they're all closed. They all have that. You're and Teagan would have noticed this too. They all have this kind of intricate looking lock on it, but it's locked from the outside, so it looks like it can be undone just with a little bit of work. And it doesn't look like that Teagan, you would notice that it doesn't look like that they take a key. It looks more like just a latch of
Almost a simple latch.
not a simple latch.
But, just nothing that requires, I dare say it, a lockpick. It's just a simple mechanism to keep the door closed.
Yeah, from what you could have noticed by just passing by and putting your ear to them. Yes, yeah.
Do we all hear the fighting?
I mean, you guys still kind of hear these random kind of a grunt here, maybe an echo of a metal against metal sound that kind of echoes through this kind of circular hall.
Caszeel.
And that's coming from below us.
If you found her necklace, is there anything that might have been,
Oh, right.
Yes.
Do I recall finding anything that belonged to Dreamy Teacher, Hot for Teacher, Jocelyn?
Make
Although-
an intelligence check for me, please.
Do I recall the queen though saying something like he was a sacrifice? I thought that she had said like, "Oh yeah, he just came through. We did recognize a purple tiefling that came through here or something."
I don't think anyone said anything about being a sacrifice.
All right.
I will, okay.
Sorry, what type of roll was it again?
And sorry, I was reading a message. A intelligence check, please.
Oh, intelligence. Yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of garbage. Let's see. Yeah, 8.
Okay. I mean, you picked up a ring.
No, I don't really think so.
All right. Teagan's, I'm going to stand by the door that I heard the grunt or the groan or the pain coming from
Okay.
behind.
All right, that's about halfway down that hallway that you're heading down, Teagan. So here, I'll move you to where you.
Okay.
Yeah, around there.
Okay. And I will. Who's that right next to me?
Yeah, about
Caszeel.
there.
I'll motion to Caszeel that like I heard something from in here, and almost sort of like whisper that I can't leave them behind. At least, can I just open the door?
Well, let's act fast if we're gonna do it and be safe.
I'm with you, Teagan.
Rhaenyra, your Constitution, that was a 17 that you rolled.
Yes, I used
Okay.
a point of lucky, but yes.
You hear a slight you do hear that kind of slight buzzing echo sound that you remember hearing from your dream. But it's very faint.
The dream with the chains and
The
Regina
most
and
recent
Jocelyn.
dream you had, yes, correct.
Is it coming from a direction?
No, it's just kind of like inside your head.
Okay.
I'm going to very slowly and carefully turn that mechanism so the door
Okay,
opens.
make a sleight of hand check for me.
Certainly. God help me. Not bad. 18.
Okay. It takes you a minute, but you are able to unlatch the door. Do you open it?
Very slowly. Like I don't want to. If I don't want to surprise whoever's in there.
Okay.
I just very
All right.
slowly and deliberately, and plus checking for creaking hinges.
Sure. Roll a stealth check for me, please.
Okay.
Since you're trying to be not loud about it.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So you open the door. Do so pretty quietly. Hardly doesn't make a sound. As you open the door, the rest of you who are standing kind of all around immediately notice this bright light pouring into this hall. You have to squint your eyes to kind of see through it.
From the door he's opening?
Yes.
Okay.
As he's opening it, and inside you see what seems like a human female, black hair kind of tied up into this messy bun, with these grayish brown dirty robes on. She's has chains clasped to her wrist, and that kind of go to the corners of this small cobblestone, very like a cobblestone closet, and her feet are bound by the chains as well that are anchored into the cobblestone. So she's just kind of suspended there, her chest glowing, and she can tell that her head kind of lolls as she kind of goes in and out of consciousness, blood trickling from her nose and her ears.
As I enter the room, is she
And
conscious
sorry,
or
one
okay? Go
extra
ahead.
thing is that the room is filled with crystals, embedded into it reminds you of kind of like how the transportation circles were the special ones, but it's kind of embedded into the cobblestone. Some of it just kind of piled at her feet, and one large piece of crystal at the top of the room. And she just seems to be just kind of like lolling in pain.
All right. Is she conscious? Does she see me?
That she's going you can tell that she's going in and out of consciousness. Like, she's definitely in pain, but she's slipping in and out.
All right. If she looks up, I will stay quiet. And I'll motion to Gimbal to come and give me a hand with the shackles.
I'm right there.
Okay. Make
Thieves' tools in hand.
Yep.
okay. Make us, if you're using your thieves tools, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
If you're I mean, anyone can try, but like, it's all according to how you want to do it. You guys can, since you have the thieves tools, can try to make a sleight of hand to try and get the lock open, or to get the links open, or whatever. If anyone wants to try with a strength, you can make a strength check with a weapon or whatever.
I'll see how they fare first.
Okay.
Stay out of the room for now. Just
Sleight of hand.
Now, just for
Okay.
clarification, because it's thieves' tools and I'm proficient with them, I do get to add my proficiency bonus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, same
So
here.
whatever number I roll, it's going to be a
Plus two.
proportional to.
Yeah.
Yep. Same here.
nice.
Okay.
Oh, both good numbers, Teagan. That's crazy.
All
now.
right, you guys are able to. Are both of you kind of working on the two? Like one working at the ones at the top, one working at the ones at the bottom. I'm guessing Gimbal would be the ones.
Assume nothing. No offense. I'm assuming Gimbal's working at the lower one.
Yeah, that's. Unless
Can
he
I
has some
peek in the door?
interesting climbing
that's
skills,
fair.
he just climbs up the woman just to undo them.
Climb every
Okay,
mountain.
so you guys are able to take off to work the links and get one of the links out. She still has like the cuffs around her wrists and around her ankles, but she is free from the chains, and she immediately falls or starts falling. If anyone want to make a dexterity throw to try and catch her.
I'll do that. Dexterity check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a dexterity saving throw. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Dex save. All right.
Okay.
Damn, you two.
All right. So both of you kind of like catch her in unison. So she is very, she doesn't touch the ground at all. And
do we recognize her?
she seems to be unconscious. No.
Does anyone recognize her?
Renarius, is that her?
I'll motion to
I
Renarius.
recognize her.
I won't make you do that. No, it's not. No, you don't recognize her.
I don't. Okay.
Dang.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, we need to get out of here.
Leave her. She's as good as dead.
Are there any other
wait.
people in these doors?
There are other closed doors.
I want to listen to other closed doors.
Okay, Renarius, you walk out. Are you going? You have a door that's right there. Okay, go across the hallway. You listen and make a perception check for me, please. Anyone else who wants to go around listening to any of the doors, just let me know and make a perception check.
All right.
Sure, I'll
go
go
to
to
this
this.
next. Oh, sorry.
Oh, fine. I'll go to this
After-
one here.
If Gerbil sees
Fine, I'll go to this one over
everyone,
here.
if Gerbil sees everyone go into a door listening, he's just be like,
Yeah.
All right,
"Okay,
while
don't go
they're-
over here.
Steph, while I'm holding up the female, I'm going to motion to Silvra to come over and, give her a little bit of healing, just enough that she can get out of here.
Why waste it on somebody that we don't know and who's as good as dead? I'd rather waste it on Jocelyn or on Regina.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
I would rather use it on you guys and people that we actually know because we don't know what's going on right now. They're burning people. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. In different circumstances, I would completely.
I'll ask Gerbil if he can break the shackles off her arms and feet as I'm heading over to check this door.
Okay. I could do that, but I roll a 20 on perception.
Oh,
Put
sorry,
it
my
into
bad.
history books. History books.
Wow. Oh, I ended up with 22.
On perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
15.
14.
14.
Okay. All right. There was something. Oh yeah, Renarius, you got a 14. Renarius, as you step up to this door and you listen through, you don't. You start to listen, and then all of a sudden you feel. You feel your bag get a little hot.
My bag?
Yeah, your pouch that you have all your stuff in. It starts feeling a little warm against your thigh, and you're unsure if it's just the heat of the moment and going through here, or if it's, so you can continue to listen to the door. You don't really hear anything inside. Okay, so Silvra, the door that you were at, you rolled, what was it again?
15.
Okay, 15. You put your ear to the door and you do hear this kind of weird, kind of soft moan, or, it sounds kind of similar to what you probably heard the woman do before she fell unconscious.
Is there a lock on the door? Or
There is that same latch on the door, yeah. So if you want to try to open it, make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay.
Do I have any?
17.
Okay. You are able to get the lock open. Do you open the door?
Yes.
Okay. As you open the heavy wooden door, that same kind of bright light just fills the hallway. And as your eyes adjust and you kind of blink through it, you see a red, blue, purple tiefling chained, same as the woman in the other cell. Wrists chained to the upper wall, to the upper corners of this small cobblestone closet. The ankles chained as well. He seems to be a little more together than she was, and he kind of looks at you vacantly, Silvra. And you see his eyebrows furrow a bit before, he kind of doesn't seem like he's falling unconscious, but that he's just tired. And you see his arm glowing, and the same crystals that are kind of piled at his feet and embedded into the walls, and the top one, and they're all glowing, which is kind of what I didn't say, but in the other one, they were all glowing too. But I will say, because I didn't say it, they stopped glowing when you took when you disconnected the person from the chains and took her out of the closet.
I'm gonna run into the room without saying anything to anybody else.
Okay. It's a very small closet, so you just have to reach in.
Okay, so it's like very, very small.
Yeah, it's just like
Okay.
it's a
So
small
I'm
room.
gonna step inside and
Okay.
close the door behind me.
Okay. You see him his head kind of lolls.
You?
Help me. Help. And the voice kind of fades out. He's still just kind of lolling, so you can tell that he's not unconscious.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get you out of here, okay? They're heavy chains, right?
They are heavy chains. As you kind of reach, you'll notice that he's bleeding from the nose, as well as from the ears. Eyes even look a little bloody as he looks up at you and kind of goes back down. They are heavy chains, yes. You can either use a strength check to try and get it open with your sword or one of your weapons, or you can try to work. I mean, I think it would still be a strength check for you since you don't have any tools that I know of. Or do you have smithing tools?
Yeah.
Okay, you can.
yeah.
You can make a sleight of hand check and try to use those.
Let me see. I did a 19 for my strength check before we.
Okay,
figured
then
out
you
the
can
whole
break.
thing.
You can break through.
Nice.
I'll just say that it applies to all of
Yeah,
them. So
Okay.
you reach up and are able to just rip the links tight enough to where they just, they break apart. As I said, he still has like the metal cuffs on his wrists and on his ankles, but he is now free and starts falling to the ground. If you want to make a dexterity saving throw to try and catch him.
That's the wrong one. Where am I going? Okay. Dex.
Okay. I would say that you're able to catch the weight of him. You kind of bend down with him a bit, but you're able to stop him from falling.
Okay.
on the
As
floor.
we're on the ground a little bit because he is like probably kind of
Yeah,
heavy.
it's
a little bit
a
of dead weight.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
small room, so I'd say that
yeah.
you're kind of resting. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. All right.
Got an 18. What do I need to roll for that? Oh, hold on. Action. get it together. Okay, 7 plus 3, 10. Did I do that right or did I do that wrong?
I think that's right. It's cure wounds.
Okay,
so,
I'm gonna touch him on the face and do it.
Okay. You see him, his eyes kind of look up to you, and he seems to be coming to. Silvra.
Yeah. I'm gonna start wiping tears from her eyes.
I'm beat.
No,
Can we
she-
can we get out of this room? There's
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna help him up, and then I'll open the door and like help him walk out the door.
I'd say as you help him up, your arm or shoulder probably brushes up against his forearm, where you would maybe guess, where you saw the glowing earlier, where his crystals are, and it feels really hot. And even his body feels really hot. I mean, of course it looks hot, but it also feels, there is definitely a warmth
There's a
coming
heat
know
from
against
it.
your thigh.
How did you go there at a time like this?
I'm done. I'm done.
Quick
I'm done.
question as I see
Yes.
her bring him out. What are they? What is Joss and the other woman wearing?
Jocelyn's wearing what would he have been wearing when he was I mean, I think that he'd probably be wearing his college robes that you would know the teachers wear. I think is what, dark blue.
Okay.
The other woman is wearing just kind of a brownish grayish robe, I think I said, but it doesn't seem like anything you've seen at like Fairweather, if that's what you're
Okay.
thinking, or that you would place
Right.
anywhere specifically.
All right. I'll reach into my backpack, pull out the shirts and the pants that I bought, and throw one set over to Silver, and throw the other set over to the other woman. Tell them to change.
Oh, you throw the other woman's unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Jocelyn,
Just throw the clothes on top of her.
if you throw them over to Jocelyn, I mean, unless Silver catches them,
I'll
you
help
would
him.
be able to tell Teagan that he's spent, like he's.
All right. So it's a wasted effort, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean,
We can do that later. All right. No problem. We can do it later.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like I would guess, kind of like guides him out, but as soon as he gets out of that room, you would notice Silver, and anyone that's looking towards the room would notice that the crystals do stop glowing inside that closet, or at least dim considerably. I almost have a little bit pulsating to them. But yeah, Silver, he's definitely heavy, like, and definitely still very exhausted. Huh?
Hot and heavy. I'm gonna try to offer one of the. Wait, do I have? Let me see what's in my pack. Yes. I'm gonna try to offer some water to him
Okay.
and a sweet roll. If I mean,
He will
it's
allow you to
taken-
help him with some water, the sweet roll. No, not right now. I'm a little.
Okay.
Thank you.
We find anyone else?
Gerbil rolled the 20 in perception.
Yeah,
Just-
absolutely.
just
Credit.
saying.
Give him credit.
Just say it.
I know.
Pulling
Gerbil,
out my hair.
with your 20 in perception, you put your ear to the door, and you do hear kind of a slight gasp, slight moan inside.
So I look around. Is Gimbal still next to me? Is that where Gimbal is? I'd just be like, are we
Where are you
breaking?
at, Gimbal? Where are you at?
He's me over here.
I'm with the bear.
Okay, I'm just be like, are we breaking everybody out? There's someone in here.
Oh crap! Okay.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
still listening in the other door. Sorry.
well pull out Piccadilly, the war pick, and try to break the lock.
Everyone make perception checks for me, please.
Everyone,
Gosh.
oh great.
Renarius, make
Est.
another.
You're the one that get us in trouble.
Oh yeah, your perception check will be fine. So everyone make perception checks.
I get a 19.
8.
These are my final
Where did
rolls
all my
before I
rolls go?
die.
Snap.
11.
Another
I got an 11. I'm putting a lot of d20s in dice jail tonight.
10 for Mags.
I need
Perception.
another con save, you said?
No. You just do a perception check, Renarius.
25.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Yay.
Renarius, your bag is still feeling a little bit hot.
Mhm.
I'm going to reach into my bag to see what might be heating up.
Okay. All right. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Juicy.
12.
Ooh.
Okay, the heat is bothering you, so you reach into your bag, Renarius, and immediately you touch something that's scalding. But do you grab it and bring it out?
Yes.
Okay, you pull out, and it is the lantern that Regina gave you, or that you found in Regina's apartment and took. It is the light inside of it is glowing, and the lantern is. I mean, at first it felt very hot to the touch, but as you pull it out, like your hand kind of gets a little bit used to it. It melts.
Okay.
Your hand is no more. You pull it out and you kind of like pass it in between your hands, but it is low. It is hot to the touch, and it's glowing. And you get that kind of vision again of Regina in front of you. Go. You blink and she's gone. Caszeel. Oh god, you guys did horrible with that perception check.
I got 19.
Gerbil.
I had 22 with the first one and 25 with the one you just had me
Yeah.
do.
Caszeel, Gerbil, and I would say Teagan. The three of you guys glance around as you suddenly feel like you should, and towards the staircase that you came down earlier, two guards down there,
Of course they do.
and that's where we're in tonight's session.
Ooh.
Oh god, what happened? I just had to go to the bathroom.
Poor Frank.
Teagan, you and two others looked towards like the staircase you guys came down, and there were two guards standing there,
Oh, you son of a...
heavily armed, and just like ready to fight. So.
Okay. Burn
go.
that
My
bridge.
stone fell down here. It's crazy.
Right. Or we just is in the
Dropped this
bathroom.
rock. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
We
my
smell the
goodness.
barbecue going on down here.
Well, I'm just glad that we got somewhere. You know, I was wondering.
Is this what we were supposed to see, session 2, Steph?
We got somewhere. Our certain death.
No.
Oh god.
Yeah, maybe more like session 8, but you know, who's counting?
All right.
All right. So, chat, thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight. Hopefully the players enjoyed tonight. Thank you. You guys
yeah,
are
a lot of fun.
awesome.
Thank you.
To go through our schedule for the week, you are of course watching The Forsaken. That's every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Curious Lament, our all evil campaign that Dan DMs. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Mad Bird Squawk, which is our D&D therapy night, where we have players from the campaigns throughout the week come on and talk about things that are happening, talk about their characters, talk about them as players. Really a lot of fun. Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thursday nights we don't have anything. I'm sorry. Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time is Stormfall, which is our after school special campaign. Hashtag drama, hashtag feel. Saturday at 10, that's DM by Dan as well. Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time is Court of Thorns, which is DM by D20, if you're aware of her in chat, and you hang out in the community any. That is our. Oh man, things got heavy last week. And yeah, fun times. Also at 10 p.m. East. I mean, not 10. It's also on Saturday at 6. Andrew.
6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. Eastern time on
Yes.
Saturday, we have our session 1, episode 1 of Tower of Dreams, a new D&D campaign, 5e, here exclusively on the Madbird channel, DM'd by Andrew here
Awesome,
in
Andrew.
the Forsaken Players. Are you ready, Andrew?
Well, it depends on how you define ready.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yes, I think I am ready.
You got this. You
Nice,
got
nice.
this. I will say that starter campaign is using a really interesting what would you call it, the trade system, the trade.
Yeah, it's kind of like ultimately it's a crafting system.
Yes.
It's a third-party crafting system written by Astrolago Press. You can find it in a supplement titled Witch and Craft. Very, very fun. We're going to borrow a little bit of their setting material. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of I hope an offbeat campaign.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be there. Frank will be there. Melissa will be there, along with other people who will be there. It's going to be a great time. And then Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern time, you have Obsidian Scar, which is our proper naughty campaign.
Yep.
And then also on Saturdays, gosh, I forget these. Also on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time is right now, D20 is doing campaign prep for a new campaign that's going to be starting soon, TM, here on Madbird, called Equilibrium. But so right now she's just doing prep of the world, of the lore. So that's every at least for the next couple of weeks until we start getting things started at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays. So there you go. That's our schedule for right now. Yeah. So, for those who are still living in Monday, again, a happy Star Wars Day, happy National GM Day.
Awesome.
And also if you're in Tuesday, enjoy your Tuesday. All right, guys. Bye.
Love it. Oh, cool. I'm going to rate us over to another D&D channel, Scabby Rooster. We haven't rated them yet, but they seem like they've got some fun stuff.
I wonder if the rooster is actually Scabby.
Ew, gross. Maybe. Hi, everybody. Hi.